right, folks. Welcome to the Weekly Bee with Tom and JP. How are we this week, Thomas?
I'm so good this week. I've had a lot of good stuff happen this week.
Yeah, nice.
We played our hockey game on Sunday,
Yeah.
and we won. We were against the best team in the league. Sorry. The team we played and us, our team, we're tied for first place.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever won this game
was
going to lead. We didn't win in regulation. We won in overtime, so we got one more point than them because they still 2 points for a win, 1 point for an overtime loss. So we still won, and we are now the division leaders, so that's good. So we got a couple months left to go.
And you play once a week?
Once a week, sometimes twice a week. Almost every Sunday, though. That's kind of the date that it happens.
Okay.
But I scored a goal. I scored all over the place.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
What
Gosh,
about
we
for
got a lot. Just did snow removal. We had a lot of that.
Your daughter was in town?
My daughter was in town. We had a blast.
How
we
was
had a
that?
lot of fun. It was great. It was great to see her. I haven't seen her in the longest time. We had a really good time. Went and ate a bunch. I got to go to dinner with her and her boyfriend and my ex-wife and her husband. So, I had that going on for me.
And you like the boyfriend? Everything's good there?
Jerry's still out. He was very nice, very cordial.
Let me ask you this. Would any boyfriend be good enough?
Well, let's put it this way. I look at it this way. I believe in what you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you tell me certain things, I believe certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And has not proven those things that have been told to me correct yet.
Yeah, okay.
Does that make sense? Is that a good way to kind of beat around it a little bit?
That's very general, but I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. And we all have our flaws. We all have our issues. I get it. Nobody's
Sure.
perfect. I'm sure my daughter does some things that annoy the hell out of him. But
I mean, really what it comes down to is she loves him,
Yep.
probably.
Yep. Yeah. So I chew on my tongue.
Yep. And as long as she's happy in the long run, that's what it's all about.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That is 100% that all that matters. So, did that. What else did I do? I guess went out for a little while on Friday night downtown for a while.
Did you ever make it to Pugs?
I did make it to Pugs.
Good.
I did make it to Pugs for lunch on Friday, and it was an absolute madhouse. And so basically, lunch consisted of a shot of Jameson and threw a $20 bill at the lady working, and out the door I went.
Right. Yeah, I went there Friday night, and I ordered a Guinness, and then she said, we don't have any Guinness. And I said, can I have a Jameson? And she said, we don't have any Jameson. I was not in Pugs. I was in the bookie.
Oh, yeah.
Because Pugs was too packed.
Yeah,
we couldn't
no.
get in there. It was like an hour and a half to 2 hour wait to get a table.
Yeah, there's people standing in the street.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
And rightfully so.
No.
So we went to the bookie, and we drank. I actually ordered the very, very last pizza that they ever produced out of the Guido's kitchen. I had the very last one, the last dough that they ever had.
I one time ate there and thought I was having the last pizza they were ever going to make. Okay. That blew up on Facebook on me.
It sure did.
Yeah. Good thing it wasn't me that blew up, so it happens. We all have our bad days.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know what else. I wanted to go to Blazing Saddles on Sunday night.
Uh-huh.
Did not make it because I was having dinner with my daughter.
That's a very good excuse.
Yeah, she said because I watched Blazing Saddles with her for a while on Saturday night, and she thought it was very hilarious. She said that probably can't be showing that to her friends.
Nope.
But she enjoyed it. She laughed. She thought it was funny. So
Good.
that's all that matters.
She has a sense of humor then.
She
So
does
that's
have a
good.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Both of my daughters have a sense of humor.
Well, how could they not? Look at who their dad is.
I don't know where they
right?
got it. I don't have a clue. My youngest has got this very witty, smart sense of humor where she throws joke grenades very well.
She throws joke grenades very well.
Where she
Love it.
lets one out and 3 or 4 seconds later you're like, are you really? Wow. Well done, my child.
So it lands.
Yeah.
And then
It goes through your brain. You
And
think
then-
about it for a second,
Yep,
and,
and then it explodes.
and that's fucking funny, kids. Yeah, she is amazing at that, and I love it, and I love it.
That's very good.
Yeah, but we've got a great show tonight. We got Eric Rasmussen come up, talk a little wrestling with us. We
Yes.
got Nate Benifit coming up to talk a little DJing. He's got an event this weekend up at the Petroleum Club, so I'm excited about that.
This weekend and every weekend, right?
Yeah,
He's
no,
gonna be-
once a month. Once a month.
Yeah,
once a month.
I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. Not every weekend, but every month he'll be up
Yep.
at the Petroleum Club,
Yep.
spinning some nasty mad beats. At the
Maybe we can get
Petroleum
him
Club?
to play some /Michael Jackson for you.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's part of what I ask him for every time I see him.
Did you watch any of the foosball this weekend?
I watched the foosball.
Did you?
I
What'd you think?
did.
What do you think? What do you think of the teams we got in right now? I guess I'll lead into it with this way. Eric Berg will be up next week to talk sports betting
He will.
on the Super Bowl. And, gosh, we have some entertaining friends.
We
really
do.
do.
And here's the deal. Eric Berg is going to talk about sports betting a little bit and how to bet on the Super Bowl, and it's going to be a lot of information. But we don't care about how to bet on the winner or the loser of the Super Bowl.
No. I want to know.
Because we can all do that.
I
You
want to
can
know what
literally
color
just go to
socks
Google.
Tom Brady wears.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to Google and just type in who will win the Super Bowl. I want to bet on it,
Yep.
and Google will take you to the right place. But we're going to talk to Eric about how to make the side bets.
Yes, that's what
The
I'm.
prop bets,
The
that is
prop
what they're
bets.
called.
The entertaining. I want to
Yep.
know the heads or tail numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, who's going to score the first touchdown. Entertainment.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. I believe there's even one for if there's a wardrobe malfunction at the halftime
Absolutely.
show.
There's all kinds of halftime show bets, which is just crazy. So I think if you go to, and literally not a sponsor, but if you go to betdsi.com, you can bet on literally anything that happens at the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And-
mine is. I use mybookie.au.
Oh, that's what
Yeah,
you use.
That's what I use. I enjoy that as. I mean,
I-
whatever site you use.
I've never bet on anything online but other than poker. But I'm interested. I want to learn. I want to learn from Eric on next Thursday when this all comes out with him, and
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I'll probably place a couple bets because
Yeah.
it's makes the game that much more interesting.
Very interesting. So,
Who's your pick?
I was
though?
just going to ask you the same thing.
Okay.
As much as it pains me to say it, you can't bet against hashtag Tommy in the Super Bowl, can you? Can you
Right.
bet
Well,
against him?
Tom's a great name, and I think you can't bet against the name alone. But here's my conspiracy theory pick.
Okay, go.
I think the Rams will win.
Yeah.
They will beat the Patriots because I think the refs.
Well,
This is a tough.
well,
I'm just gonna throw it out
Bob,
there.
Bob
and-
wrote a lot of checks yesterday.
Yeah, Mr. Kraft
Yeah.
wrote a lot of checks.
And I mean, Tom's shoulder is really sore from that roughing the passer.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that just barely grazed his chest a
Yeah,
little
and, like,
bit.
just touched his shoulder.
That poor bitch.
Giselle is just massaging the fuck out of that
Yeah.
right now, isn't she?
I bet she is.
Mhm.
I'm sad that in the NFL that this is what's happening, that the refs are deciding games. I don't
Yeah.
like that at all.
Well, there was a lot of talk on sports talk shows today about it.
Dude, did you see that fucking non-call on the Saints? Did
Yeah,
you see that?
Terrible. And
It's
I don't blame Sean Payton
unbelievable.
for going berserk.
Yeah, you can't blame him. Terrible's not even the word. It's
No.
like it's unforgivable.
Egregious?
Egregious, unforgivable, fucking blasphemy, whatever you want to call it. Like it was. I've watched it over and over on YouTube, and I just can't believe that
That happens
call
in the NFL.
wasn't made.
In the NFL.
Right.
The greatest league in the world, as they say. And
And I think they had like 18 million viewers. So, right, 18 million people are watching this terrible non-call happen. So it's
I wonder what
18
the
million
ratings
to
were for-
1, like to the one ref. And my question is, does that ref lose his job? Does he get fined? Does he?
there
is
was
there
a lot of
penalty?
talk that there were going to be some demotions and maybe a firing or two.
Of course. How could there not be?
Mm-hmm.
Even the head office of the officiating crew said we blew the call. It should have been we should have called it.
Yeah, and with all the technology we have nowadays, how is there not somebody pushing a button in New York saying, whoa, 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 time
Right.
out, time
Yeah.
out, time out?
Well, and I mean, it comes down to the fact that that's not a challengeable call. Well,
As the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl,
Right. And when you watch the play over and over again on YouTube, you can't
You were-
think for
you
a
were-
hot second.
You were way off on your numbers watching.
What did I say?
Way off, 18 million.
18 million, 36 million.
You're still way off. You so
Okay, so there's 325 million people in the United States.
I'll just put it this way: the Rams Saints game was the lower of the two, with 44 million.
Wow.
The Chiefs
Patriots
game,
60?
54 million.
Right. 54 million people watch that.
Yeah, all wanting Tom Brady to lose.
All of them.
Unless you're in Massachusetts,
Unless you're in this
the
one
corner
tiny
of New
corner
England. Yeah, that
of
corner,
the United
Maine,
States.
New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Look at me with the geography. Today.
Yeah, and the Connecticut. I think you missed Connecticut.
I missed Connecticut. I'm sorry, my bad.
Connecticut.
I still don't think I did bad.
I know you nailed it. You
Yeah.
really you knocked it out of the park. Yeah, everybody in this whole country wants, besides those people that you just named, everybody wants Tom Brady and the Patriots to lose. But with the refs calling these games,
Like
they're
I
not
said,
going to lose.
Bob wrote a lot of checks yesterday.
Bob did.
Yeah. Yellowstone Valley Brewing is opening back up. You excited for
How
that?
exciting is that?
Yeah.
I cannot wait. I've been waiting, I don't know, for a year.
Yeah, about a year.
Yeah.
The old government shutdown screwed them up a little bit.
A little bit.
I mean, if you've ever been through brewers' licenses and that kind of stuff, the federal government actually does a lot with that.
Yep, they have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But they are opening up, and that comes out. They open on
Tuesday.
Well, they have a soft open Tuesday.
Yep.
They have a general public open.
And Jessica
Thursday.
Leichner is doing her CD release party on Wednesday there.
Which is
so-
awesome. Jess is incredible.
Yeah. So
And then they have live music on Friday. They have live music on Saturday.
yeah, it's gonna be
And they're just gonna jump right back into the mix of
great
things.
great combination with Pub Station
Mm-hmm.
and them. They're gonna be able to move some smaller shows there.
Of course.
Be great. It'll be great. Great for everybody downtown. Another great spot downtown to hang out and have a good time.
Yeah, I feel like a little bit with the loss of Pugs,
Yep.
you get the rebirth of
Yep.
Yellowstone Valley, and it's amazing, and it's a great place for people to go. And I will probably be there this weekend, but I'm not
At
going
some
if
time.
you don't go.
Yeah, sometime.
So you'll go.
Yeah,
You're saying
suppose.
a commitment from you. You're going to go.
Well, here's the thing: is I've got an invite to the soft opening,
Oh yeah.
so I know one
Can I get
person
in
that
on
you
that?
don't. So I don't know. Let me find out. I will talk to him and see if I can bring you along, and
Sure.
we can maybe throw something out on the Facebook page
That should be fun.
for this episode.
Also
because-
this week, and I know that by the time you see this, it's going to be a little bit past the news, but Billings Police Department
Mhm.
had another
Yeah, little incident.
fatal shooting.
Yeah, yeah. The customer shot first.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's the word on the street, and I'm glad they're all safe, and I'm glad that they solved one more. And it just makes me laugh all the time when I read Facebook articles about how Billings Police Department does this or does that. But here's the thing: is if somebody's waving a gun at me, probably going to do what I can to solve the
Damn
problem
right, you're
first.
going to shoot him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, somebody has to go home at the end of the day,
Yeah,
and I'd rather it be a police officer
Yep.
than a hardened criminal.
Yep.
Really?
and
Right.
and when you read the story on this kid, he was not
He's not a good dude.
not a good dude. He's had many run-ins with BPD,
Right.
and
And
So-
really, just kudos to the Billings Police Department
Yeah, thank you.
for doing the unspeakable thing that had to be done in that split second of a moment. I mean, they have to do what they have to do, and they did the right thing.
now if only we could get our city plows to do as good of a job
Oh
as our
boy!
Billings Police Department does. Wow.
So I had a couple of clients that have moved. Literally, 3 different clients have moved out of Billings to North Dakota, one to Minnesota, and one to Buffalo, New York. And all of them in this last week, the whole nation got snow this
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
And all of them on their Facebook posts and on their Instagram posts have said it's a terrible amount of snow, but at least they plow the roads better than Billings.
I wish, if we're not going to work on getting the snow removed, why can't we send them to Buffalo to learn how to remove the fucking snow so that when they get back here,
They're more knowledge.
yeah, they're knowledge. Because if they're not going to do shit about it,
Right.
Put them on a fucking plane and send them somewhere where they can figure it out.
And
I get it. It's hard work. I mean, I do snow removal myself, and,
Yep.
and it sucks, and it's terrible, and it's long hours and everything. But I don't get this, like, wait and see fucking idea that we have here in Billings, Montana, where it's like, oh, let's wait and see how many feet of snow we're
Right.
going to have.
And I don't. I agree with you 100%. And the people I just mentioned, North Dakota, Minnesota, and Buffalo, New York, I thought because they lived way out of state and it was a whole different place that they had a leg to stand on, basically. Because I know that those places use salt and they use sand and gravel and street sweepers and snow movers and all that stuff.
Yep.
But I met somebody today who said that Missoula and Whitefish and Kalispell, they all clear snow
Bozeman.
much better than
Bozeman.
Billings.
Bozeman's
Well,
amazing.
Bozeman's an anomaly.
Yeah,
I mean,
but still,
really,
they
$100 billion a month in taxes from those Californians.
they actually clear the snow.
They do clear the snow.
And here's the thing: is it would be all right with me if like Main Street was done, First Avenue was done, 27th Street, Rimrock, Poly, Central, Broadwater. You know, our main thoroughfares.
Grand, sure.
Grand. Get those ones done. Get them
Right.
done. I understand the side streets, you're going to have to go slow on them. And you should be going slow in the first place. But like today, with the shit we had today,
Right.
It's like you're riding in a tank.
Right.
And I mean, on a day like today, I mean, I bet I put 300 miles on today
Wow.
and never left the city limits. I was in the Heights twice, all the way out to Shiloh, you know what I mean, and all the way around. Out, yeah, I
Just helping people get out of their driveways.
yes,
Yeah.
and I mean, I pushed. I don't know how many cars just out. Natasha from DBA, yeah, just dumb luck. She was stuck.
Mhm.
Me and another guy with a snowplow, and I mean, we joke about it. My other friends that do snow removal, like, how many cars did you push out today? Because people can't get around on regular streets.
I got stuck today
Mm-hmm.
right in front of the Athenian. I went to the Athenian for
I love
lunch.
that place.
I hadn't been there in many, many months, and then my mom the other day said she went to dinner at the Athenian. I was like, oh my God, I haven't been there forever.
Yeah.
So I went there today, and I pulled into the spot right in front of Guadalajara, like the.
Yeah.
And I felt as I pulled in,
there's a
I
little
felt
hole
my
there.
I
Yeah.
felt my car sink down, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not getting out of here, no chance.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, it took me 20 minutes to rock my car back. I hit the light pole with the front of my car. I need your help on that. I rocked my car back and forth,
Good thing it's already been
and
hit.
finally got out of there.
Yeah.
But, I was there for 20 minutes, and by the time I got home, all the food was cold. And then, let me tell you this. This is not about
but
snow removal.
The Athenian meat, though, is still good cold.
So good.
Yeah, just not the French fries.
It's
Those French
so
fries are
good.
not good cold.
Yeah, they last for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You got to eat them in 4 minutes.
I
or
usually
you
eat
can't
them first before I eat
Right.
the sandwich. Yeah.
But I will tell you this: I got all the way home, and Zeus, my dog, was really excited because Athenian was in the house.
I don't. I would have
He
been
was
too.
It was just
I would have been on the
slaughtering.
couch. I would
Yep.
have been on the couch.
And I had to reposition my styrofoam box, and as I was picking it up,
Did you spill shit on your new couch?
the box split, and the whole sandwich and all the fries went straight to the floor.
How quick was Zeus on that?
He won't go after anything until I tell him that it's okay to do so. So I picked up what I could salvage, and
Correct your new rug?
and then I said, "Okay, buddy," and he ate that up in like 4 seconds. He's just like, "Okay, blah 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 blah,"
Wow.
and then he looked at me like an asshole, and he was like, "Where's the rest?" No, you son of a bitch. That's all. You weren't even supposed to get that. You're welcome. You asshole.
Well, what do you think? Should we bring some guests on here? Let's take
Yeah.
a quick break, and we'll grab Eric Rasmussen here. I
I'm
think
really
he's
excited to
here.
get Eric on here, and then I'm really excited to get Nate on here in
Yeah.
just a minute. It's going to be, oh
Good.
my God, it's going to be so much fun.
Very good. Lucky. His name is Eric.
Oh, that's me. Present.
Or Chip.
Sure.
Or T-Bone.
The chip never really caught on. I was accused of assigning my own nickname, which of course I would never do.
You would never do that.
I would never do that. But as Pierce pointed out right away, you can't even suggest a nickname. That's not for you to do.
I think I know one person who assigned himself a nickname.
Was it like in a comic book or?
No, it's a guy who's going to be on the podcast, I think, next week, Mr.
Ooh.
Eric Berg.
The
Gave
Dragon.
himself the Dragon. He calls himself the Dragon. And he did it often enough that it just stuck.
No,
It just stuck on.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's so bad it's stuck. You're like, you know what? If all you can come up with is a dragon, you can have it, man. I'll call you the dragon. That's that's
Take
fine.
it.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think we all should chip in and get him a coat with a dragon on it.
Yeah. I could see a lot of like we go to the fair. There's a lot of airbrush dragon.
Let's start
Right.
this off right.
we are.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers, gentlemen.
A little larceny to start it off. Oh, good whiskey.
Do you want to do a little whiskey review there? What kind of notes are you getting there, Pierce?
Oaky and watery with great flavor of whiskey.
Yes.
You know what? It tastes naughty. That's what it is. Not naughty.
Says the man putting down White Claws.
Knotty. Naughty, like a naughty pine.
I see. No,
You
notes
thought
of
I was going the other
not-
way.
Yeah. I got you.
Naughty.
Or okay, that's fine.
And it's 92 proof, so it's hot. It's got a little.
Oh, it's hot.
little
Yeah. But all joking aside, for 92 proof, it's not that like burny or
not
it
burny,
doesn't like clear my nostrils like Vicks Vapor Rub or anything.
Right. It's not like a rubbing alcohol.
Right.
Per se.
Although sometimes I don't mind that in a glass either.
Like Booker's.
Are you guys ever guilty of that, where you're like, I actually want something that kind of hurts me just a little bit?
Have you been over to the Asylum Distillery and had their apricot moonshine?
I've not had that yet.
Oh, you want hot.
But
and
so-
it's fucking good.
but so
it
there's
is
apricot to
Oh, it's very, very good. But it's
What's?
Yeah.
Do you know the proof on that?
one something.
100,000.
Yeah, it's like
I wanna
hot
say it's
sauce
like
and Scovilles. Yeah,
I want to say it's like one.
it's off the chart. They can't rank it. It's it broke the charts.
Dangerous.
Yeah, it's beyond ghost pepper.
Yeah. No.
Or as
What's
you said,
the new one?
if you had an open wound, it could disinfect the wound. You'd be just fine, and you could drink it.
What's beyond ghost chili? What's the highest one?
The Carolina Reaper.
Yeah,
I
the
believe
Reaper.
is the hottest.
Yeah.
Now
I
there's
hope-
a new
I
Reaper.
hope that's correct. Yeah.
What's the new Reaper?
The
There's
hot ones. Hot ones comes out next
Yeah.
week on
Yeah.
YouTube, and it's
There's Pepper X.
there's Pepper X,
Yeah,
but
but
Hot
there's-
Ones made their own.
With one of the guys.
Yeah.
That
and
they
it's-
made
and
their
it's called
own
like garlic
Reaper.
reap or something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember. Let me look.
Okay, look it up. But I want to try it. I want to
Yeah.
actually try all of these.
Well, I'll be honest. So it'd be a little bit of a ripoff for us to do, but I still think it'd be pretty entertaining if we ate some hot stuff. If you guys would be willing to,
I totally agree with that.
Because all it does, like your guard comes down. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you
you-
just become
And
real.
so does my sphincter.
but
You're snotty.
which is normally guarded heavily.
You get real
for-
snotty, and you get tears and the sweat.
And
Then any words that want to come
It's
out
from
just
the
come
heart.
out.
It's from
yeah,
the heart.
because you're angry. There's a lot of emotions going through.
I like when my food makes me cry.
Me too, man.
Yep.
Carolina Reaper is still the hottest pepper
Okay.
as of
And-
2018.
And are they still measuring that like in the Scovilles? Or,
2,200,000.
which,
And just for comparison, jalapeno pepper is like
Not even on the-
65,000.
Not even on the chart.
I think it's like 65,000.
kudos to the guy who came up with that scale, and it goes to the millions, right? So it just sounds badass.
Mr. Scoville.
But you know what I mean? It's like, how hot is it? 2 million.
Right.
Like,
So yeah,
that's
it's
like,
not on a scale of 1 to 10.
That's like me measuring my run. How far did you run? 700,000 feet. That's how far I ran today. Pretty nuts, huh? Barely broke a sweat.
Yeah, like ghost pepper is just 1,041,000. So does that put you into kind of the math on it? It's basically double. A Reaper is double of ghost pepper, and I've had ghost pepper.
Yes.
That shit's fucking hot.
But have you seen those videos where they challenge themselves to just eat an entire ghost pepper?
Yes.
Yeah, it's called David Dobrik's blog.
It's just ridiculous, man. Have you watched those things where they're like just throwing up?
Yeah.
And like hours go, and they do like the time lapse, and
Yes.
hours go by, and they're still just like their whole body's just convulsing.
It almost isn't a good show because it's so internal, right? Like so
Right.
the tears go away and the it goes away, and they're just like you can feel it inside still, and they just kind of curl up.
They curl and they convulse.
Yeah,
And then
exact-
you're
yeah.
like, I can't
And
just
then-
watch somebody be in
It's
that
how-
much
I watched
pain.
it for 2 hours last night. I just I couldn't get enough of it.
Just doing Reaper videos all night. You been watching a lot of porn? Nope.
No.
Just Reaper videos, man.
You also have to be over 18 to watch these videos too.
But not porn.
Not
These aren't
porn.
for kids. These
Yeah.
aren't for kids.
Not porn.
Do you guys want to talk about that? Like internet porn? Like it's everywhere, right?
That's kind of drives the internet. That's the rumor.
I think, but it is the rumor. But I also Google or these search engines that kind of catalog the internet. They have to have I use Google to find my porn, right?
Sure.
So that means
As
there
we
are
all do.
But that means there are computer science geniuses, and they're not on the self-driving cars. They're not on the search
No.
engine. They're Google porn.
That's
Your job is to
that's their-
categorize.
that's their
so
job.
I can search what I'm looking for exactly,
Right.
and they do a hell of a job.
Oh,
You
they're
don't- you don't-
amazing.
You don't just go straight to Pornhub and call it good, or what? Or do you dig deep? Are you looking for midget?
The stuff I
looking
need.
for goats?
The stuff I need. You got to use the Google. It's a plus, like comma, plus, comma, brackets, parentheses.
Backslash.
If then this. Yeah. No, not
then this.
it's light programming. Very light programming.
Porn arithmetic.
Yeah. No, but so that is the case though.
Yeah.
And so Google clearly has a world or a wing of their place where they're categorizing all the pornography.
Yeah, that's one of the wings of what they do, and it's probably one of the biggest wings because again, it's.
I'm just thinking
porn
all
is
the
driving.
all the AdSense they sell on porn sites. I think Google has a wing
That's a
for
good
that
point
too.
If they're basing their costs or their profits on clicks and links and things of that nature,
Sure.
you couldn't ignore the porn.
No, not a chance.
I don't think I could ignore the porn.
Well,
I guess I've never really looked at an ad on porn before, so I don't know if it's actually Google AdSense or what it is.
That's actually a good point. There are products that advertise on porn that aren't porn products too, and they're usually like ED pills or like.
There's those, and then also every once in a while they'll throw a Toro lawnmower at you.
that's
Just like, hey, I heard.
And the guys at the store know why you're there. Hey, I saw like a 5 horsepower for like $300.
They're like, yeah, I saw it on my site too.
Is this?
I guess I need to pay more attention because I'm just looking at the video and what's next.
Well, so you're not. The ads are not working on you.
No.
You got
apparently.
no peripheral vision at all?
no,
Just
I'm focused.
Pierce gets onto a porn site, just tunnel vision. He's just looking at the one thing.
See, Tom and I, we're there for me. It's like a gentleman's club.
It's a whole experience.
I enjoy the layout's nice. I like a good scroll.
See, when I
Sure.
go to the gentleman's club, I just want to meet Cinnamon and hang out with her
You
all
just
night.
go right up to the front of the stage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
And
I'm
that's
like,
where you're
hey,
at.
what's your name? She's like,
No.
And then how much is it per dance?
Yeah.
What's your rate right now?
No,
Yeah.
I'm looking. Is this a Touch Tunes place or is this a DJ playing? Are there
Is this a
appetizers?
Touch Tunes place?
Because you know what turns me on is throwing a weird, throwing a curveball song at the girl. Here,
Like Country Roads.
just what?
Just get up there and I want to see you dance to Country Roads on the touch tunes. Also, it's really nice when places just have touch tunes and not whatever the other 4 of them are because I don't have to download.
Are there other ones?
There's other ones. You have to download the new app while you're sitting in the bar, and then you have to buy the credits. Yeah.
What are their meetings like? Like, hey boys, we're Touch Tunes has 99.9% of every bar in America.
I want to break into that market.
We are a strong number 2 on the cell phone music playing jukebox.
0.001% of the market is what we own. Let's
Which
go
is-
for 0.002.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you could double your market share in a year, and that would be a good year for you.
We got Cracker Barrel. We got Golden Corral. We're playing most of the music at Old Navy's across America.
Oh,
so,
boy.
Eric, Royal Rumble this weekend, buddy. What do you got? Talk to me, Goose.
Sure.
I guess let me start it with this.
Please.
Let me start
I'll take
with
a sip of this fine larceny.
Do
Not
you feel
a
this is
sponsor.
where we start transitioning into both of them being back together? Is this kind of your feeling? or-
You're saying like both brands?
Yeah, because are they
Boy.
not bringing them back together with the new Fox contract and everything like that?
I don't know if that's been like established necessarily, but I'll tell you what is unreal. Did you see like the contract that Fox threw at them for?
Oh yeah,
It's like $500 million,
Yeah,
and then for the USA put another $500 million
it's
towards
a $1 billion contract to watch wrestling.
$1 billion.
And that's not even pay-per-views, Tom.
That's
Just
that's just regular
Monday
TV.
and Tuesday night regular TV.
Okay, so because I'm an idiot in the world of professional wrestling, I just don't.
I'm an idiot in the regular world, Tom.
Yeah, I get. Don't say that about yourself. That is not true.
Mm-hmm.
Don't sell yourself short. You are
So
a
there's
slouch.
WWE,
Sure.
and then there's Raw. Those are 2 different things. I'm sorry.
No, Tom.
Okay.
Nope. That would
School me on this.
no, not at all. It would be like WWE would be like saying the NFL,
Okay.
and Monday Night Raw would be like saying Monday Night Football.
Okay.
So the NFL puts on a game on Monday nights.
It's called
WWE
Raw.
puts on a show on Monday nights called Raw. Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what's the opposite of WWE? What
The
is there?
opposite.
There's another company. There's another.
Wow, that's a great question, Tom.
Okay.
No, because competition
Uh-huh.
is good for the consumer usually, right?
Sure.
Like Coke keeps Pepsi in check, and Miller Lite keeps
Of
Bud in
course,
check, and,
yeah.
and we benefit from that for
Absolutely.
prices
You
and
can't
quality.
You can't have one without the other. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But so what ended up happening was the WWE, run by Vincent Kennedy McMahon, his
Wow,
pockets were
went
so deep.
all 3.
Well, I respect the man.
How
Mr.
could
I
you
should
not?
I should be saying Mr. McMahon. even.
Mr.
Yeah,
McMahon.
Mr.
Yes,
Mr. McMahon.
Mr. McMahon.
But he was so successful at what he did in the early 90s to the late 90s to the early 2000s that he essentially did the what is it, like the Rockefeller, like he bought up all his competition, right?
Crushed them all.
Crushed them all. So he became the only game in town. So there was a time, ironically, it was Montana landowner Ted Turner, I believe, who had the giant pockets that were deep enough to give McMahon kind of a scare in the early 90s. And that's when wrestling was at its best.
That was awesome.
That was Hulk Hogan days. And
so Hulk Hogan on one side.
Superfly Snooker days.
Well, but you had Hulk Hogan on one side, and then you had like The Rock and Triple H on the other side. So you had these two great factions on two different shows, both playing at the exact same time.
I've heard of two of those names that you said. What's Triple H?
Hunter Hearst.
A young Triple H.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me interject there real quick. So what happened though is Ted Turner's pockets were so deep, and he's kind of an old fashioned kind of Southern guy, loves wrestling. He owns all these television channels, and he goes, when I was a little boy, I enjoyed wrestling, and so I have a network. I'm gonna have a wrestling show on my networks. I'm just gonna do it. I'm rich. That's gonna be one for me. So his money was so big, he would give bigger contracts to the big names on WWF, and they left. Ric Flair left. Hulk Hogan left.
Really?
Hall and Nash left. So now you've got these older guys making tons of money on WCW. Vince McMahon, for the first time, doesn't have enough money to buy it himself or just buy these guys away. So he was forced to come up with new young guys and develop new characters. So
and boy, did he!
And he did. He
they're the guys,
doubled down.
These are the guys that you're going to know. Your Undertakers, your Stone Colds.
Oh yeah, I know.
Came up.
I know all of those names.
And so it almost plays out kind of like an 80s like comedy or something where it's like the rich kids versus like the ragtag guys.
Right.
And WCW was the wealthy rich kids with the super nice skis and the cool cars.
Right.
And Vince McMahon was the ragtag that had it where it counted and the creativity and the excitement.
Which one won? McMahon then.
Correct.
Mike,
The ones that were more real, more
now,
raw, so to speak.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hashtag raw for
Hashtag
sure.
raw.
Yep.
Where did you come up with skis in there though?
I was doing the 80s movie thing. Like I was saying, like I think
like Better Off Dead.
Yeah. Or I was thinking of that South Park episode where there's going to be a ski race to save the youth center, and there's the rich kids with all the nice equipment and the ragtag.
Sure.
And then
yeah, well, skiing is like it's a prestige sport. You have to be rich to do it. Only rich kids do it.
that is yes.
Let's be real.
And Northern European countries.
Right.
Yeah.
Like squash, squash. Tennis,
you're a big
skiing.
skier, Tom, aren't you?
This is true.
Does this define your personality?
Well, look at
Not
his
at
hat
all.
tonight. Look at his
Not at
hat
all.
tonight.
He's real. He's real.
Yeah, that was the only thing I was interested in as a kid.
Really?
So that's what I did. I started skiing basically before I could walk. My parents kind
Get outta
of
here.
forced me to, and then I
Were
loved
you
it.
good at it, or was it a rough battle to?
Well, like any kid that's 3 years old, freezing cold on a mountain, I really didn't like it very much. You fall down a lot, you're wet, you're cold, and you're 3 years old, and it's not awesome. But as time goes on, you get better at it. Then I loved it.
Do you remember a moment when you loved it, or the first good moment or a good memory that you had? Like,
yes, I kind of. We went as a family to Big Sky, and we skied Big Sky that whole weekend. It was like the one time in my childhood that we. So clearly, not a rich kid. We didn't get to go very often.
Oh, here we go.
We didn't get to go very often.
Yeah.
So we all went as a family to Big Sky, and I don't know if you're familiar with Big Sky, but I skied a run called Mad Wolf. And I don't even know if it's still there.
Familiar.
Yeah.
So Mad Wolf, at the time that I skied it, at like 8 years old, it was like a cliff. It was like you skied up to the edge of it, you hung your skis over the edge, and it was a drop off. And then you dropped into moguls, like huge moguls. And I was standing there with my dad, and I looked at my dad and I said, "Well, Dad," like 8 years old, "Well, Dad, no guts, no glory." And I planted my poles.
You actually said no guts, no
I
glory.
swear to God, I did. In my memory, that
was
how
also
it went.
what your T-shirt said under your
Probably,
jacket
yeah,
as well. Yeah,
because that's what you
And
said.
it was pink and purple.
In
And it
84.
was radical. Yeah,
Yeah, it was rad
Splat-
colors.
It said radical on the back.
Splatter paint, no guts, no glory.
No guts, no glory.
Skate or die.
Yep, bright pink and green. And I
Oh.
planted my poles, and I just jumped off the edge, and I skied down to the bottom, and I was like, I guess I'm a skier. I guess I know what I'm doing.
And what happened to your dad?
He
We
took
never saw him.
I never saw him again.
Never saw him again.
Oh, Dad.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. No, he went the chicken
Oh,
route.
really? Yeah.
Yep.
I can see.
Caught me at the bottom.
Wow.
Cashed me outside. How about that?
References are still tight, bud.
But then, yeah, I didn't ski Big Sky again until I was like 38.
Really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
30-year difference.
Had the mountain changed?
Yeah, it turns out they bought Big Sky bought Moonlight Basin and became.
And I'm aware of this. Yep. Okay.
Became one big conglomerate of mountains.
Which they say is one of the biggest.
It is not one of. It is the biggest, most skiable area in the United States, and
Nice.
we live an hour and a half.
And we
from
both
Actually, I think
choose.
it's North
We both
America,
choose
isn't
not
it?
to go there
there.
ever.
I never want to go there. Well, it's like $140 a ticket these days.
And you got to drive like 5 hours or something. To get
As
there.
we circle back around to only rich kids can do it.
Yep.
$140 a day.
Oh man.
Yeah. It's craziness.
But so that ticket price or that lift ticket price is expensive, but then grooming the trails and everything that goes into it, I can't even imagine what the cost of doing that is.
I can't imagine either. Plus, they just put in that, if you haven't been up there yet, I have not, but they just put in the heated seats, 8-person, super fast lift. Yeah, 8 people.
Okay, so as a terrible skier, would I like going on that lift? Because I find most lifts terrifying.
Of course. Yeah. Well, I think they even have.
Would you say fastest? What's fast about it?
I mean,
because if it's still loading on and loading off, I have no part of that.
That part, it has like a detach thing, so it detaches from the cable.
Yes.
And it like slowly pulls in. You sit down, and I think it even has like an overhead.
Yeah, it's got a T-bar.
Not even like a bar. I think it has like a whole window,
well, with a canopy,
like
yes.
a window.
Yeah, no, so it's got a T-bar that comes down, and then it's got a canopy that comes over the top.
There's a quick drink service, and then you're on your way.
Yeah, you ask the stewardess for some extra peanuts.
You let them know. They check your ticket, make sure you're in the right place.
And then once you sit down and you close the thing, you pull the T-bar down, then it like reconnects with the cable, and it fucking just takes off. And you're going like 35, 40 miles an hour.
Yes.
I don't even know if those numbers are true, but you're going much faster than, like, say, the triple chair at Red Lodge, because that thing is horrific.
From 76.
From 1976.
So you say it's horrific in what way? Because I've been on it and I don't like it.
Chair?
Yeah, but what about it is bad? Is there poor engineering or it's?
Well, it's just so very old, and it's very slow, and it stops almost every time because somebody falls.
Yeah, is that when it stops? Is that what it is? That they're stopping because
somebody fell
like
at the
biffed or whatever
at the entrance or at the exit. Somebody has fallen, so by legally. For safety, they have to stop the whole thing, and then you got to sit there, and then the wind is just, and the whole thing,
which is bullshit.
Back and forth. Yeah, it's bullshit.
Just hit them with the fucking chair.
But I will tell you this:
they'll become
survival of the fittest for sure.
Very quick. Yeah.
Right.
That's why they wear fucking helmets now. When I was a kid, there was no fucking helmet.
Dude,
you didn't need a helmet to ski.
I wear my helmet only on the lift. I take it off for the run.
It's snow, for fuck's sakes.
Here's the deal. Let's get into that for a hot minute.
I love how we started a Royal Rumble and now we're on skiing.
Exactly. Well, now we're about to change directions again because when I was a kid, how much has the world changed? Because like you just said, little kids, they have to wear helmets now when they go skiing, and like they leave the training wheels on the bikes for the kids until they're like 16, and there's so much helicopter parenting that, I mean, what's going to happen? Is the world that much more dangerous? Like,
no, it's actually less dangerous.
I know. My nieces at 12 and 14, my mom was adamant. She's like, they have to have a cell phone. They have to have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a fucking cell phone. I drank water out of the hose at my house. Like,
I would say
I peed in the yard at the house.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
I walked home from school.
That was today.
Every day. Like,
I've got that down to nighttime only.
I have a mixed feeling on this because I actually am pro safety and I'm pro helmet and all this kind. I really am on all this. It's so lame, but I get it. But I will say, a lack of a cell phone, the longer you can extend that for a child is probably better.
Right.
If for no reason you help you grow up, or do you remember some of these moments? Did you ever get lost? Not big time lost around your neighborhood, but you went a little too far, or you took
I lived in Billings. I knew every fucking thing.
Well, I also have a terrible sense of direction. I got lost in a mall, man. That's also scary.
But you've never been lost on a golf course. I can guarantee you that.
I've also been lost on a golf course many times.
Also a rich kid sport. But go on.
I'm in a glass house throwing stones at my ski friend here.
He was pissed off about skiing.
Absolutely.
Captain professional
but
golfer.
All I would say is, I don't want any kids to get hurt. That's not the goal at all. But these little close calls, these little knee scrapes that we all had growing up, those are the things that kind of direct you or bump you towards becoming an upstanding, competent adult.
I can't agree more. I think that if you fall down and you skin your knee, you kind of learn how to not fall down again.
100%.
But if you never skin your knee, then you never learn how to not fall down.
Yes.
And in the day and age that we're living in, like with all these studies have come out recently about how everyone communicates digitally or via Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Like, that's the way you communicate now. And so little kids aren't picking up on social cues anymore.
Absolutely.
And so now they're getting into like 16, 17 years old where they actually have like their first date with the opposite sex or the same sex. It's 2019. And you start
Something you want to tell us, Tom?
actually having like face-to-face.
He's been waiting for 2019 for a long time.
Conversations.
And the
God
truth comes
You
out.
don't even want to ask about 2020. I'll tell you right now.
It's right around the corner.
When I got cooked up for 2020, you boys don't even know.
So these kids are growing up and they don't have any idea about social cues. And
Agreed.
they don't know how to navigate through the world of like social interaction.
When you were growing up, did you ever go to a party or you went to school and people made fun of you and things, and then you know what you did? You're like, probably should stop doing that or knock that off, because that's, I guess, like society doesn't like that, and I learned it. Okay, got it. That was my bad. I thought I could do that. I don't.
Sure.
And if you've never interacted with someone across the table like this, you won't know.
You won't have any idea how to do it
until perhaps it's too late in life, and then you can't change.
Well, I think that's the problem. You can't retroactively learn some of these things. You've got to learn them in that window of time where you are supposed to learn them as a human.
I would be so bold. I changed schools maybe 3 or 4 times growing up, and I disliked it every single time. By the last time, I was nervous, but I wasn't even really nervous. Like, well, here's the drill. I guess I'm going to find a new place, a new teacher, the new everything, and it's fine. But you learn how to read a room, assimilate.
Get your arm caught in a grain auger.
That seems oddly specific.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you this.
If only.
Yeah. How many times did you do it though? Like
I only did it once, but every time I showed up with a new fucking contraption on my hand to make it better.
Yeah.
Oh, the lions were out, fresh meat.
But I will tell you what.
And I think that's why I'm the smart ass I am today.
I was going to say, so do you think that? I'm not going to say you wouldn't change anything, but that certainly added up to who you are today.
100%, I wouldn't change anything.
Very likable,
entertaining,
as
well,
energetic, confident man. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can take on anything. Whatever you want to throw my direction.
I've seen worse.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Because you had to deal with
dummy hand,
lobster hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.5 hands.
Don't start it. Don't start it. Yeah.
1.5 hands. All right. So now that we've gone all the way off.
Do you ski, Pierce? Do you ski?
I did.
How are you as a skier?
I used to ski and I used to golf.
Only they
now I'm
had,
poor.
Yeah. that is funny. Yeah.
He used to ski until he hurt his hand, and then he couldn't use the poles. Can you imagine if they had snowboards back then?
He would have
been a world-class
Olympic
snowboarder.
team. Olympic
I'm
team.
not one of them one plankers. Fuck that shit.
You want all the planks?
You got to be a 2-planker. That's
Find,
the only way to
If I
go.
could find a way to go on 3 skis, I would. I swear to God.
Let's ski for my dick.
No,
I just drag mine.
I'm a snowboard guy, but that was
You are?
mostly. I actually enjoy skiing and I've done it, but mostly snowboard just for the ease of purchase. I was like, I could just get some boots and I'm done, and I didn't have to do a whole fitting session and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Which is a weak answer, I realize, but that's the way I do that.
I tried snowboarding one time. I had an older brother that was, he's awesome, but he was a real asshole. And I put a snowboard on my feet, and he took me to the top of the mountain on the triple chair, and I'm like, dude, can we start off on Miami Beach? Can I
love
get
Miami Beach. I live on Miami Beach.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's where I should have been living that day. And he's like, dude, you're fine. You're gonna be fine. You know how to ski. You got this. So we get off the ski lift, and I
drifted. He's saying you know how to ski, so you'll be able to snowboard for some reason?
That's exactly what he said.
That logic works on paper, I guess,
That's
maybe,
that's
but
exactly
not in the
what
real
he
world.
said. He's a fucking asshole. So I strapped my boot in, and he and his buddy Ty were really good snowboarders, and they're like, all right, buddy, let's go. And I go like literally 3 or 4 feet, and I just eat it. And then I eat it the whole way down the mountain.
Yeah.
And they took off. Obviously, they're going to wait for me. So I got down to the bottom of the mountain like 2 hours later. I'm like, I will never, ever try this again. That's dumb. I think I should go back and try it
No
again.
guts, no glory, Tom.
That's what I said. I didn't live it.
You weren't wearing your T-shirt. Like you lost sight of the goal.
Much time had passed at that point. I didn't have the pink and green.
Therefore, there was no glory.
I'm gonna go buy a no guts, no glory T-shirt tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm gonna find
Wear it on the show next week. Just order it. You can wear it on the show next week.
I will.
All right. So
please,
we got sidetracked.
No,
let's go back.
And that's what we do.
The main reason that you were brought here for this week's show,
Yeah.
in particular, is your insight on WrestleMania, Royal Rumble.
Rumble,
Yeah.
Well,
who's winning?
Who's going to win it?
Yeah.
If I was to put a bet on it, I would probably go. I don't know. I don't know.
Cena.
I mean, I see. So, but
Cena.
I wanted Cena to win, but I literally on my phone on the way over here, Cena hurt his ankle. He might be out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a.
I just
It's got to be a
feel like-
lie, though, right?
I feel
That's
like
gotta be a lie.
See, this is the condescension that I don't need. But
Okay.
yeah. No,
I just
no,
feel like
It's all part of the game.
they're giving him a push again. So I just thought
No,
maybe
they're-
especially with Finn Balor and whatnot, fighting Lesnar, you already know how that's ending.
I don't.
I just feel like it's Finn's time again.
So I think
Who
it's-
is that?
I think it's Finn's time.
That's Sasha.
That's Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
That looks like Ronda Rousey.
That's exactly who that
Is
is.
that
Yeah.
really?
That's
Yeah.
really her.
She went
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
the wrestling world.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she's doing very
She is
well.
the women's champ right
She's
now
not
of
doing
Raw.
as
She's
well
doing
as
very
Sasha
well.
Banks,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
In the looks department for sure.
Holy moly.
Yeah, she is an attractive young lady.
goodness.
No, what my favorite. So what I use the Royal Rumble for though, it's like my gateway drug to get people into wrestling. You've been to a Royal Rumble actually, Tom. You remember where
I have.
where
I
you
have.
count down? That was a good time.
Up at the House in the Heights.
That's the
Yep.
one, yeah.
And everybody draws a number, and you get to win or you get to lose, whatever. It was I drew the only one I've ever been to.
Yes.
I think I drew like 6 or 7. So I had a good pick. I don't know. I remember how it works.
No,
pick
you
a
would
person
have
or
been the
you
sixth
pick-
one in, so it's no big deal.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is the great part about the Royal Rumble is
Yeah.
the person from 6 could go all the way to the end and win.
and,
I
it,
mean,
and it does happen.
and it does happen regularly.
Yeah.
I think Cena's got one from 6, doesn't he?
Oh yeah. And
Okay,
like
so,
and Shawn Michaels was one
Yeah.
who went from 1.
One.
Goes
the
Iron.
way
He went
through.
all the way.
Iron Man's it.
The
Yeah.
only Iron Man.
all the way.
All the way. Yeah.
So are there 32?
third D. Just
Third-
3-0.
30 wrestlers.
Yep.
So you would technically want to draw like number 8. Or I'm sorry, 28.
Yeah.
27,
Correct,
28
correct.
is probably
So
good.
here's why I'm happy
30
to say.
is never
Here's
gonna
what
work.
I'm happy to say. It's a show. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
entertainment.
Right.
And so all those guys, every match has a match agent. And so they sit down with all the talent, and then they get word up from the higher ups, your Vince McMahons and your Triple H's, and like, what's the story we want to tell in this Rumble this year?
Right.
So
Right.
sometimes they're going to tell the Iron Man story.
Yep.
Sometimes they're going to tell the
Cinderella story.
Cinderella story.
Eliminated the most people story,
All
but
these
didn't win.
So a tragedy.
Yep.
This guy kicked ass for 45 minutes,
Right.
eliminated 17 guys, and then his shoelace untied, and then the guy took him out, and that was
Yeah.
it. And you're like, oh, heartbreak. Yeah. So
that is heartbreaking.
it is, but so that's why when we do those draws, it's super fun, and for the most part,
And everybody
people
get
win
involved.
from like 25 on is usually how it ends up going, but certainly not always, and so
Here-
you're never ever out of it.
And so here's my next really, really naive question.
I love it. Yeah,
How many is there just one Royal Rumble a year?
correct.
Wow.
Yes.
So this is the Super Bowl
This is-
of
No, this
So-
is the lead into WrestleMania.
So
This is the
and
first
and
part of the
winner
road to
and
WrestleMania.
Traditionally, and I think they still promised it, but
Yep.
traditionally, the winner of the Royal Rumble
Main events. Yep.
WrestleMania.
Yep.
Exactly. So that's why it makes you the
And-
number one contender.
And if you're on SmackDown or if you're on Raw, you get the choice to fight whoever you want
that
to
is
fight.
true. That
it
is
doesn't
true.
matter. So if you're a SmackDown person, which is Tuesday night, you could fight Lesnar, who is a Monday night guy.
As in, think AFC, NFC, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, but they're all under the
WWE,
if you're
the
if you're
NFL
using
brand.
the NFL
Yep.
the analogy, they're
Got-
all under the NFL umbrella.
Yep.
Yes.
Monday night and Tuesday
I'm
night.
watching
Yep.
the light bulb go. Look,
Yeah.
look,
Oh, I
look
see
at
it.
the clarity.
It's getting brighter,
Look
isn't
at the
it?
clarity. Look
It's
at the
getting
clarity. Look
brighter.
at the clarity.
I can't wait to dive in.
For those of you watching this on YouTube, you can actually see it in his eyes right now.
You saw the wheel
That
just
was when
yeah.
a man
barely start
Boom.
to click and turn.
Yeah.
Tom just invented fire.
I'm so excited.
I really want to watch now. So
Nope.
there's not another
Mm.
company then. There's not another NFL out there.
Well, there's Japanese and there's other little brands, smaller
So-
brands and
but they're
whatnot.
not involved in the Raw.
No.
or the- or the
This is
Rumble
their
or the-
own. They
But
write it all. They
This is true, but no, this is magical to me though. So this is all pretend, and there are other promotions and other federations, which is all pretend, but they do all kind of exist in the same pretend universe.
yes.
And so there are wrestling journalists and magazines, and they'll do top like Pro Wrestling Illustrated does a top 500 every year, or the Pro Wrestling Torch does like their top 30 or whatever. And so
I
those
didn't know these magazines existed. So there we go. I'm
here's a
learning
deep cut.
something.
Here's a deep cut.
Learning something now.
So there's like the Pro Wrestling Illustrated list is always the big one every year. So it's the top 500 professional wrestlers in the world. And what's exciting about this for guys like myself, they combine real life and kayfabe. Kayfabe is the fake world that it lives in.
Yep.
So like last year, I believe Roman Reigns, who just has leukemia and he's out, and we wish him the best. He'll be back shortly. But Roman Reigns was ranked the #1 wrestler in the world, even though he was getting like booed out of arenas, and hardcore wrestling fans don't really, his in-ring work is solid, but he's not like a Kenny Omega or these gifted technicians. But based on kayfabe, he won the championship for the vast majority of the year.
Yeah.
So undeniably so, he's the champion of the #1. A future episode I would love to talk about. It's going to be called AEW, All Elite Wrestling. So it's founded by a couple of guys who left WWE to go on their own because they weren't happy with their booking, and then a couple of top independent guys who work in Japan and America on federations that aren't WWE, but they just got backing from the Khan family. The Khan family owns the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay.
Mr. Khan, the head guy, the top, the Khan dynasty.
The King Kong.
Khan.
The King Khan.
I'm trying to make
King
it sound.
Khan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
King Khan.
From now on, he will be the King Khan. But I believe on Forbes' list of the wealthiest people, he's like 210 in the world.
Yeah.
Like deep pockets.
Yeah.
He's in the he has billions of dollars.
Billions of
Yeah,
dollars.
he's got a European soccer team
Yeah,
and,
and his
a
that's
German
records.
team, and
Yep.
he's got an NFL team.
On the
and-
scale of really rich, is he richer than Robert Kraft that owns the Patriots?
Yes.
He's
I
worth
bet- I would think
6.6 billion.
I think
Yeah.
I think this
Yeah.
guy is more in the
I think
200
he's
billion.
double digit
yeah,
billions.
I think he's in the triple digit. Like
Okay,
I
maybe
think he's
100
100 billion
something.
guy. Yeah.
Very well.
I mean, anyways,
So
still
he's
a lot
about
of fucking
to.
money.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, please. But if you remember earlier, I'm going to bring this around. This is kind of cool. From earlier, do you remember who the last person to really scare Vince McMahon was? Ted Turner in
Turner.
WCW.
Right.
Vince has never had someone with deep pockets before. That just happened. And so all these
Oh, and he put Vince has put a bunch of money in his new football program
and
that
Vince
he's
is kind
coming
of
out.
checked
So
out as well with the
Yeah.
XFL. Do you know about the XFL?
Yeah, I know. I heard
so
about the XFL.
We're
He's
giving
done
that
with
another
that.
go. No, it's back. Vince
Yeah,
Vince
no, he's
cashed
redoing it.
out like $100 million worth of stock, or
Yeah.
a couple $100 million of stock to do the XFL
now,
again.
Tom, you realize that the WWE is worth $1 billion, right?
Yes.
Not
yes, I know.
not including all the other money. I mean, it's worth that much.
No,
Like,
I
that's
actually
their,
just watched a thing on this the other day in getting prepared for this, and I heard about the Fox deal, and everyone is saying like this is kind of an unprecedented deal for an industry that a lot of people regard as no offense, a lot of people regard it as kind of silly, but
it is. It is
but if
very
it's worth
silly.
it,
I agree.
That makes me like it more.
Yeah.
I dig my heels in at that.
yeah, but if the analysts say that this business model is worth $1 billion, then it is. I mean, if there's enough viewers and subscribers and people that
Well-
are interested in it, then it's worth $1 billion.
The
It's
golden
worth what
rule
somebody will-
nowadays,
yeah.
and the NFL and baseball's been doing it forever. Merch.
The merch is huge, and then also why Fox and USA value the show so highly. Television viewership is crashing, right? People are leaving in droves. They're going to Netflix and Hulu and YouTube and on-demand content. The only thing that's surviving is live sporting events because you need
And Jeopardy.
and syndicated. although you know what I would honestly say about Jeopardy, I would almost call that a live sporting event. Tom.
Almost,
You know
yeah.
what I
it's
mean?
a competition, and it happens like in
it
yeah,
happens here, so that actually fits the mold even.
It really does.
But what Vince can offer these people is he can offer them a live sporting event twice a week. One is 3 hours, one is 2 hours. It's 5 hours of live content
And
every
people
week.
are watching it and they're loving it.
And you-
Ads.
and you can-
Sure.
and there's no
I went handheld
Oh God.
because this thing's fucked up.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
gonna get these mics figured out
Of
by the
all
time
the
this is
of
all
all
said
the
and
people
done.
to go handheld, is the
Yeah.
guy with 1.5 hands.
Yeah, I can really type
I
now.
love you, buddy. Fuck. You want me to Google stuff?
So I've got one more question for you before we wrap this up. This is
No problem.
This is one for you because you're an expert in this one,
I also
obviously.
have just one more question, but
Why don't you go first?
Okay,
Go first. Go
okay.
first.
So I noticed that you really steered away from giving us your one pick of who would win,
yes.
because you don't want to be the guy who's immortalized on YouTube that just
No,
called
no,
it
no.
so fucking wrong. But would you give us your top 5?
Heck, go
Of-
3. Give us 3.
Yeah, or 3.
Okay.
Give us your top 3
No,
wrestlers.
to be honest,
to
that's
win
kind
the
of
Royal Rumble.
what I'm mucking about on my phone here. Is I actually did make a list earlier, but I just didn't have it ready to go, so I wanted to not just go off the top of my head.
Okay.
Well,
Should I go from? You wanted 5?
Sure.
Yeah,
The
okay.
top,
and,
your
and,
top
and,
5 to
and
win
we're
it
not
all.
taking them in order. Just give me 5 people.
No problem. All right. So, reason being, I would say Elias. Do you remember Elias at all?
No.
So he's kind of like a Bob Dylan kind of a character, a wandering, arrogant song guy except he has huge traps, unlike Dylan. Elias,
Does he play the guitar at the beginning of the thing?
He does. Yeah.
I just watched that.
Oh yeah, and he wears scarves and it's
Yeah.
it's
He's
fantastic.
rebranded WWE to Walks with Elias.
Oh boy,
And
that's a bold
And
move.
let me tell you,
Cocky.
the crowd loves saying it. All
I bet.
It's a big chant. It's a chant-heavy sport. It really is. It actually challenges soccer in that regard. Okay, moving on.
Fact also.
I would
Elias.
also say Mustafa Ali. He's kind of a dark horse for me, but he's on 205 Live.
Is that a
which
racist joke?
It is not,
Is that
Tom.
a dark horse?
Was yours?
Yes.
I think yours was. Yeah.
I don't know who these people are. He could be the whitest man on the planet.
I only mean that as a dark horse in that he's a smaller guy, and he was on the show called 205 Live, and 205 references their weight, so they're smaller guys.
Okay.
But he is so entertaining, so dynamic, and he was so over with the crowd. They pulled him up to the main roster, and so he would be due for. It would be that would be a Cinderella story. If they
I was going
going
to say he sounds like an up and comer.
Exactly.
Exactly. He's at the
Which-
bottom now.
Remember
but
that Finn Balor comment I made earlier?
I love Balor. I love Balor, man.
Imagine that WrestleMania.
Seth Rollins is probably my number one pick. I don't know if that would be as exciting as some of these other guys, but Rollins has had multiple peaks in the past, and I think he's probably due for his actual big run again.
I could see that. I could see a year-long Rollins heavyweight title holding.
All right.
Especially being that him and Dean are in separate worlds right at the moment.
Yeah,
and
and-
what's going on with Dean, I have
and
no
Dean's
idea.
So flat. Dean's so flat. He's got all the
Yeah.
talent in the world, and it's weird. I don't know.
And I don't know. That's the thing is I don't know what the hell they're doing with him because like there's 1 minute where it's like, oh, they're gonna push him, and he shoots this promo and it's awesome and it's great and he burns down a limo and you're like, fuck yeah, here we go. And then the
Dresses
next
like
week,
Bane,
and then the next second he's in a cage,
I don't know.
mumbling.
And
Fuck.
And when they reset the shows and they said things were going to be different, the one thing that I want to be different, that I hope is different, is if you watched last week and things happened, it should carry over to this week.
Fact.
And you should be rewarded.
Yeah.
Is there anything more exciting than when you watch a serialized television show or you quote-unquote binge a show and you're like, oh, I remember what happened last week and I remember how this guy reacts. Now he's in this situation. It'll be interesting to see how he reacts to this situation.
But I have no idea week to week.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no idea week to week. What
All right.
crazy Dean Ambrose is
I'm
coming
going
this week?
to give you two more picks, then I'll be done.
Yep.
Please do.
Who I would love to see win it, Big E Langston. Big
Yeah.
E out of
Yeah.
he is so better than the kind of the comedy shtick that he's doing with the New Day
Yep.
right now, and it's still funny. They're fine, everything, but he's huge. He's got the look.
Well,
that
did you
fit-
see the promo they shot a couple weeks ago?
which one?
Well, they're all going to kind of work on their own separate thing.
Yes,
So
exactly, yes.
you're not wrong there. I don't think. I think you're onto something there.
If I was in charge of this company, I would be comfortable putting on the back of Big E Langston right now. He could carry the ball, no problem. He's funny, he's charismatic. He's got this huge muscle look that Vince loves. So I think he's totally ready for that.
And I would imagine he has the fan following already. He's
Huge
got-
fan following.
Okay,
Huge fan
yeah.
following. Absolutely. Then the final one, and this is probably more likely than Big E Langston, but this would happen in a similar way. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, they're pushing him hard.
They're pushing him hard. Same thing though. He can talk. He has a great look. He's huge. He's paid his dues. You know, he left WWE, went to be the champion of ICW wrestling out of Ireland or Scotland,
Yep.
Ireland, and then came back
Yep.
because WWE. And how rare this is. They acknowledge their mistake. Even we let you go.
Wrote him a bigger check.
And we screwed up.
Yeah, we screwed up, and now we're going to have to pay you more, as you say.
Right,
We have
right.
to pay you more to come back. And it turns out you look like an Adonis, or a warrior from 500
He
years
found
ago.
some needles while he was gone.
He's yoked, yeah.
Yeah.
But he looks like a champion.
He
Do they
does look like a
do
champion.
steroid testing?
Well, they say they do.
They say they do.
It's not like USADA or.
That is. USADA isn't even.
It's not even. They're not allowed in the
No,
building.
no.
In the
Vince goes here, pee in this stripper's
Yeah,
butt, and
good
do you want me
news
to
you
pee in it?
good news you passed. You might want to get your vitamin C levels
Yeah,
up
but-
a little bit.
but don't throw USADA out there that much. They fuck up the UFC pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what they've done with Jones. Look at what they've done with Lesnar. I mean, fuck.
Those guys.
50
tested
grand
positive.
got Lesnar's shit wiped out pretty fucking quick.
in the late 80s, the government came down on Vince, and he took a lot of heat for steroids, and there was a pretty good chance he was going to have to go away for a little while, to the point they had internal memos. I forgot who the guy was, but they had an interim CEO ready to go, assuming that Vince was going to go and just serve some time.
Like going to the clink, going to
Yeah.
pokey.
Well,
Yeah.
he was helping supply,
But he
so
Well,
Yeah.
but
now we're a lot smarter. Now we have a French doctor that worked on Lance Armstrong come in.
But so why is it illegal for me to do steroids, like private?
Yes.
No, but private citizen guy in the street or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I mean,
on what
yes.
logic? On what logic,
technically
though?
yes. Okay, so I didn't
you
really.
can get it. You can get prescribed from a doctor, but not
True.
what these guys. I mean, they're
So I
taking,
didn't really ever want to talk about this publicly, but I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I went.
especially on a podcast.
I went today to talk to.
The steroid clinic?
Yeah,
Nice.
I did.
I got my
Lab work done, and
For like low testosterone?
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Oh.
some
TRT.
Sure.
testosterone replacement
Replacement
therapy.
therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
on the
think I
to-do
might
list for me
just,
this year.
Yeah, you should do it. I got a referral for you.
Oh,
It's
great.
in my pocket.
You get 20% off, don't
I
you?
really don't. I don't think
I
I
know it's a punch card
I
system.
don't think I.
You didn't just
It's a punch card system.
you didn't just call the guy across the street from your office.
No,
and
they're
you
gonna.
didn't just,
Nope, they're gonna shoot a pellet into my ass.
Pellet.
A pellet.
Okay.
Yeah. Not into my ass. That's the wrongest way to
that's
say
funny.
that. Into the side of
Into
my
your
ass.
cheek.
Into the cheek of my ass.
And then it slowly releases, I assume?
Yep. So
Wow.
3 to 4 months, and then it should bring your testosterone levels back to when you were 18.
Wow. And you think you want that?
100%.
Because I mean, because on paper or on
You
surface,
know he's single right now.
I know. Like, I want to turn into a stallion. No, because I mean, I think I
That
do.
bitch is firm.
Because I do as well.
Right.
You want to be firm again?
I want to be like I was when I was 18.
You wanna drive it
which
home.
Did
Yeah.
involve that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want erections in the car while driving. You know what I mean?
Like one bumpy road away.
I'm like ready to go. Ready to go.
I've got a road out in Molt that'll just make
Yeah.
you.
This might be the sexiest road I've ever been on.
Oh, you will blow a load on that
What's
bitch.
it-
I'm going to take flights just to get the most rock hard boner I've ever had.
Wasn't that our exit? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's steering the car itself.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I think.
Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
So, in response to Justin's comment,
Please,
it's
yeah.
not illegal to do steroids if they're
That is doctor
if
prescribed.
they're prescribed to you
I've had
and if you
steroids.
need them.
They
Sure.
used to sneak them to me in chocolate milkshakes in the hospital.
So also, I had a really good
You got
friend of mine.
chocolate milkshakes?
Oh, I got chocolate milkshakes all the time, and I'm 12, turning 13 years old in the
From the
hospital
hand?
from my hand. And when you're that age, and you can have all the fucking chocolate milkshakes you want,
'Cause
you
your
order them.
hand's broken.
Because everybody feels sorry for you,
Right.
right? And so what do? I order fucking chocolate milkshakes up the wazoo. Come to
Sure.
find out, my mom tells me this like 10 years ago. They didn't mind giving me chocolate
Because they were
milkshakes.
dosing you?
They were dosing me.
What?
They were putting medicine in there. Yeah, they were putting steroids in some of them, and they were putting other things in
Tom,
there.
Tom
Codeine,
gets
some
his in his
morphine.
ass. You got milkshakes. That's
Oh,
like-
no, I had a button for
I
the.
might be just doing it wrong.
I'd
No,
go
I-
milkshake, Tom. I'll-
Yeah, I had,
Go milkshakes.
I had a button for the
Hey,
morphine.
Dr. Heidi,
There is.
Why
hell
can't
is
I
this?
have a fucking milkshake?
I think she
And
just wants to see my ass.
I think
She
that's
wants
what
a
it is.
different milkshake
She's
from
like,
you.
the best thing to do is just get it in your ass. That's what
Wow.
she said to me.
All right,
She
can I-
just wants a different kind of milkshake
So
from
can
you.
I, can I pry just one moment, Tom?
Yeah.
So were your levels like off the charts low, or just kind of low, or like
Just the. Okay, so the
As you
way
get
she-
older, they go.
which I'm aware, but
No,
but,
but the way
so
she
this is
described
outside
it to
the
me
norm, like,
is that the range for what is normal is humongous. So on the low end, it's 250,
I hate
and on the
that.
high end, it's 900.
right?
So if I were to go to like a regular primary care physician and I were to get my tests done, they would say you're within the normal range, so you don't need TRT.
But I went to a clinic that sells testosterone. Turns out I need it.
Turns out I need it. Yeah. So what she said to me
Sponsored
is
by Vince McMahon,
absolutely.
Testosterone Clinic.
this episode of the podcast brought to you by.
Backslash
So-
TRT.
Yeah, by the way, see if you can get me a discount. There we go.
I'll do the best I
The
can.
big J thing.
So
I don't need liposuction. I just need testosterone.
So they came in not at the very lowest, but certainly not where they should be. So
No, good answer. I understand. Yeah, okay.
no, I mean, my point is, if I went to a regular doctor, they would have not given me anything because they would be like, "You're within this enormous window,
Yeah,
and so you're quote unquote good."
sure.
But as I hit 40 and I'm like getting
of
old, like I'm
course.
not good anymore.
Yeah.
I'm tired throughout the day.
And I would also say,
lethargic.
I don't think this is like totally crazy.
Take a nap, bitch.
Conspiracy theory, though. But modern life tends to lower testosterone, be it weak stuff like halogen light or
Sure.
fluorescent lights, rather,
By the way, you look good in the lighting.
or the I look washed out as hell, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, but have you ever heard of that? You know what I mean? And the plastics and stuff, and the
Sure.
and you interact with there's I don't know your water supply and all these things or whatever. But I feel like modern life, we don't lift weights on a regular basis, or we're not being chased by wild animals anymore or things. It's like
Dude, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
We have food that's
I think just,
readily
I think just
available.
being a realtor in general lowers your testosterone.
That's a fact.
That
Don't
is
spread
a
that
fact.
rumor. I
That's
mean,
a
it's
fact.
probably
You
true.
see what he wears, right?
That is a fact.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to buy another fucking wardrobe because you're gonna become a man again.
Oh yeah, I got to be
Yeah.
a man again.
Yeah.
Darn it.
All right, my last question
Yes,
for
please.
Yes, this is the final question.
you. My last question for you: Who wins the big game, the Super Bowl? Rams or those guys in New England?
Boy, I think the smart money is on New England, isn't it? Don't they? Is they're like a glacier or you know how
And
water
they just keep going,
you know
don't
how
they?
water can
Yeah.
split a boulder over
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
or whatever. I think that's I think that's exactly what you're looking at there.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
And I'm not anti New England by any means. And I don't follow football like you do at all, sir.
Right,
But
yeah.
but even I'm to the point now where I've gone. It's like the stages of grief. I'm past hating the Patriots, back to
Just
God
acceptance.
damn it!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, you know what?
Just
Do
accept
it.
it.
Just go
I give
for
up.
it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I love it. Let's go. You know,
You've put your hands down the panties enough times. She finally said yes.
she said absolutely. Yeah. And now even I enjoy it at
Get
this
in
point.
there. Get
Yeah.
in there.
Well, Eric, I appreciate you stopping by.
I
It
appreciate
was
you guys having me.
amazing. You
I-
will
I-
be back. We will do this
I love
again.
your little. I said this is the treehouse up here, man. I
Yeah.
love this.
No,
Thank you.
And we're gonna have you up more. We're gonna have others up more, and it was a lot of fun.
I want to
and-
do this enough where I get a key. I think is what I'm looking for.
Is that what
So
you're looking
that's-
for? Tom doesn't even
I'm
have
gonna
a
put,
key
I'm gonna
yet.
put that on the table.
and he's
Good.
been to all of them.
I think a little stress here would be good.
I'm gonna get a key first, and then I'm gonna
Make
give
a copy?
you one
Yeah.
eventually. I mean, you got to earn it, but I don't have one yet either. So you're right.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those?
We'll work on it. We'll talk about
let's
that
talk
later.
about that.
Let's get retinal scans. Who cares about keys?
Fuck keys.
Let's do Mission Impossible shit.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll
Thanks.
catch you again soon.
Thanks, Ras.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're back. We're back. We got another guest in the studio.
You guys have been up here already?
Yeah, we already shot with.
I
Eric.
was the original guest.
Yeah.
I guess you're the new guest,
Yeah, we added to the
which
show.
is cool.
Did you guys cover wrestling?
Shit,
We did
things
cover
are gonna
some
get
wrestling.
real.
Yeah.
No, the last thing I saw on wrestling was when Andre the Giant was a wrestler.
Wow,
that was
a
like
long time
2-3
ago.
years ago.
Those of you that don't recognize that voice,
No.
that is the one and only Nate Benifit. He started talking before I could even. Normally, I'm the one that talks, but this time he beat me to it. Thanks, bud.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Man's got things to say.
Yeah.
Not Nate Benefit though. We call him DJ Benefit, right?
Yeah. And
Everyone.
for those of you watching on the YouTubes tonight, the hat that he has on. What was the name of that hat that you're wearing?
Stand around the garbage can fire hat.
That is
Is that what I said?
And
No,
sing,
it is.
and sing beautiful
Dumpster
melodies.
fire.
It
Not-
Anyways,
dumpster
perfect.
fire, yeah.
Yeah.
Nacho, rain from the rainbow. That's what the name he gave me.
that is amazing. I enjoy that. It is quite the quality hat. I wasn't sure if you were going to rob a bank or
Oh, I've been called a sailor too.
sailor.
It looks like a little bit like a Robin Hood hat. Like you should have a feather in it and like a
DJ Benefit of Loxley.
and some arrows.
He's got it rolled up.
Arrows behind you.
You guys can see a bunch of shit for sale on Craigslist here when we're done.
Half of it's yours, bud. So I mean, whatever.
How's your lime water?
I like it.
Good.
So
What do you do to it?
I hadn't
Is
heard
there
about the
alcohol in there?
No.
No.
bubbly. Is that
It's bubbly.
is that an
Good.
up and coming beverage? It's going to be the new
Up
big
and
thing?
coming. Oh shit. I think that's what everybody drinks.
Have you
now.
guys seen how seltzer sales are through
That's
the
what it
roof?
is.
Though?
That's what it
No,
is.
but that's what I'm saying. That fits the pattern. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just a non-booze seltzer.
When did that happen? How did that happen? Why did that happen?
Well,
I don't
for
like
me,
it.
for
I mean,
me,
I
it's
don't
better
like
than water.
Why is it
Tastes
better
good.
than water? Yeah,
well,
but-
it just tastes good. Like there's nothing in it. It's a 0.000 thing. It's like drinking water with bubbles in it.
Yeah, yeah.
It does have a little bit of sodium in it, but I think that's the fake flavoring that they put in
Sure,
it.
sure. Everything has a little bit of
I
sodium.
think even
in it.
like good waters have a little bit of sodium
Sure,
in it,
yeah.
not your standard.
Or did you know, like Perrier back in the day was like a naturally carbonated water that comes
Sure.
from the earth, like forced carbonated.
It's
yeah,
mineral water, right? Isn't that what they call
and
it?
that's
Yeah.
a mineral water exactly. And there's I just watched a documentary today. There's mineral water
no
that's
shit.
sparkling.
You watched a documentary?
And then the difference, but in America, mineral water is not as popular as seltzer is, which is just carbonated water.
Yes.
Mineral water has a different flavor to it because of the
Now
earth.
Pellegrino has a seltzer, carbonated mineral water.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Fuck! I took some home from the bar one night, and like how you said 000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the flavored Pellegrino has like 39 grams of sugar in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
blood orange.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Is that,
so
does that have the little
Fuck
foil
yeah.
top as well? Is
Yeah,
that, is that the
yeah,
one?
yeah,
yeah. One
Which
of
is a
them.
really special experience. I do enjoy peeling the foil, right?
Take that with a little mandarin absolute in that blood orange. Yeah, the
I could see that
fucked up
working.
show will show up eventually.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
where it's
yeah,
at.
you will get drunk. And if you don't, call me. I'll help you. You're obviously not doing it right.
Literally, if anybody in the world can help you get drunk, it's JP.
I got it.
You got
I
you
got
got
this.
skills in that department.
Nate. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. What do you got going on, bud? You got some cool shit on the
Specifically,
horizon.
like yeah.
What are you building? Tell us the story.
What am I building? I'm not building anything. I was approached though by the Petroleum Club to help host their monthly club night.
When's the first one?
Friday,
This Friday.
January
Like, right?
25th.
Yeah, this Friday.
No
this
kidding.
Friday.
Club night. So is that what I think it is? Or?
Yeah. I just set up shop in there and we have a good time.
So
It's open to
that's-
the public. It's the one night it's open to the public. It's a membership drive. So
A membership drive for the Petroleum Club?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you can buy a membership there, and then I think that if you are a member, you get in free to club night.
no cover for
Right.
members, $15 cover for non-members.
Right.
But if you've ever been up there, the view,
I mean, it's,
The remodel's nice.
the remodel is really nice. They
Yeah.
did an awesome job
And the
up
view's
there.
the nicest view.
when
in
did the
town.
remodel happen? Like
A year
recently?
and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I thought
yeah.
maybe-
I couldn't tell you exactly when.
If it
About
was
a
in the
year and a
last
half
like
ago.
6 weeks, I'm like, I haven't seen it yet.
Are you a member there?
No, no, but I go there quite a bit, so I didn't know if something had happened, like most recently, that like they had changed the whole thing.
I pretty much don't want to be a member of any club Tom is.
I'm also not a member there, so you should go get your membership tomorrow.
So let me be naive here. So what are the benefits? Like I'm a member
The
of a
Nate
golf
benefits?
club. Nate benefits of the. No, but I'm a member of a golf club. You know what I mean? And I like that. So then, is it similar in that there's less people on my course, or there's less people at the restaurant?
I
or
think
the
all
course
of the
is a
above.
little
Yeah,
better?
you get use of the venue. They have meeting rooms, banquet rooms. You can
Oh.
have weddings. You know, obviously, I'm pretty sure we've all been to
I'll
one
bet-
up there.
Knocking a couple of weddings. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So yeah, I couldn't tell you all of the benefits because I'm not.
You're not
I'm
the
not
sales
certain,
staff.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
stop up on
Right.
Friday.
No, but I've
But
always been.
my
I've
point
been-
is to
I've
get
been-
you
I've been
guys
curious
there.
about it because that's also in a good way. It's almost like an old fashioned, like a Mad Men kind of a thing of like a dining club or a dinner
Yep.
club,
Right.
supper club, if
Right.
you will.
Right.
Which that kind of died out, but I could see that much like seltzer making a comeback. Maybe I could have a seltzer at the Petroleum Club.
Well, you know, the big thing at bars right now is speakeasies. Like, that's what everybody wants to build is a
Well,
speakeasy. So you
look-
got to bring it all back.
Look at the bourbon we're enjoying. Larceny, that's their whole gimmick as well. I mean,
Also, not a sponsor. We just really like.
Not yet.
No,
Not yet.
no.
We're working on that. So anybody wants to sponsor booze on the Weekly Bee,
I want them to offer
Come on
us,
down.
and then you
Oh,
say
God,
no.
could
Pierce.
you
I
imagine
didn't like the
that?
numbers.
I didn't like the numbers.
I'm going Evan Williams.
We
It's
couldn't-
more-
we couldn't
it's
come
more of an
together on a
Evan-
deal.
Evan Williams podcast. I'll be honest.
I'm all right with Evan Williams.
Yeah, I'll drink it.
Yo, Evan Williams White Label is actually rated.
Isn't it all made in the Jim Beam distillery?
That
Isn't it
stuff is,
all-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is actually a Jim Beam product also,
Probably.
if you really look into it. It's
My understanding is
either that
there,
or
there are
Ma-
fewer
my guess is
distilleries than
this
you
or
think
Maker's
for the
Mark.
big boys, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
lots of labels come out of just a few distilleries.
Yeah.
Like Buffalo Trace is a lot of them too.
Sure.
yeah, Old Fitzgerald Distillery, Bradstown, Kentucky.
I'll
So
tell
I'm
you
not
what.
sure.
I don't care. I don't know where it comes from, and more importantly, I don't care. But it's fucking delicious. It is delicious whiskey. I've been drinking shots of Jack for I don't know.
That was kind of your signature.
20 solid years, and then
Yeah.
if I see a bar that has larceny, that's what I'm ordering because it's
That's
it's
a high.
that-
That's a
it's
high
that good.
endorsement, man.
It really is.
And
Well,
then 2 hours later, he says to me, God, I'm fucking drunk.
well, it's 92 proof. It really hits you.
Mhm.
Hits you right in the store.
Yeah. No, I'm not mad at that.
Right in the store.
Right in the store.
The bread basket.
right in the old
Man,
bread basket.
bunch
So
of old men here.
this is a
Yeah.
new thing you're starting up there at the.
Yeah, I
Petroleum
tried it
Club?
once last year. It was really successful. And
Is
they-
noise an issue up there? Like you're going to be.
Well, there's a restaurant in between and some
Yeah, I mean,
offices,
I've done
and
a
it's-
lot of work up there. And
Yeah.
I've never had complaints.
Nice.
So no, I want to say it's
Yeah,
not
there's a
an issue.
restaurant right below it that anybody can go to
Right.
on the floor below.
Right.
And then below that, there's a bunch of meeting rooms and banquet rooms and stuff like that
Is
in
that
there.
the Big Sky? What's it called?
Yeah.
Big Sky Restaurant or
something like that. Yeah.
Whose wedding did I do? Was it yours? No, who
No,
was
no.
it?
We were we were at the depot,
Yeah.
but you did.
Whose did I do? I did.
I was there.
Carpenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
David Carpenter.
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah, Jen and David Carpenter's wedding.
That was fucking insane.
Yeah.
It was
The,
fun.
the floor would flex,
I
'Cause it
love
was
it
a-
when the
it
floor
was a
flexes.
party.
Yeah.
dude.
There was some
It was
drinking
a
going on there.
party.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
And the views up there. I mean, you're on the is it the 17th
I think
floor?
it's like 22nd.
22 floor.
I guess we'll bring out the Google machine.
Yeah,
again, folks.
find it on Google. But the views up there are incredible. The venue is incredible. And if you've never been up there, I mean, this is kind of a rare opportunity to just go up and pay $15 and get in and
Exactly.
and party. Right?
Exactly. Yep.
And you spin some sick beats.
How long
Here's
you
the
been
thing.
doing this?
No, I play the trashiest music I can. No, I'm kidding.
It's still tasteful. The man can't do it.
Almost every time that you're DJing a wedding or a party or anything like that, I inevitably get borderline intoxicated. Let's be
22nd
real.
floor.
And I come up to you and I'm like, Nate, can you splice together? Can you DJ for me?
Yeah, you do.
Hanson and Michael Jackson,
He's
because
like,
I want to hear like
He's like,
Mbop
already
mixed
got
with
it.
Man in the Mirror, and you're like, yeah, I can do that.
He fucking cries every time I play it. Though.
It hits me right in the Right here.
Right in the fields?
Right in the
bread
fields.
basket. You know.
The store.
In the store. So how long you been doing this? How long you been DJing, Nate?
Man, 22 years.
You've done it
Hold on
everywhere.
a second. I'm professionally 19 years.
Yeah.
What's like the biggest change you've seen in DJing over the years? Things must have changed, right? Going from using like compact disc
Technology,
to
yeah.
digital or things of that nature.
Yeah, digital
Is it better or
technology
worse?
was
Like,
better, man. I don't think
everything about
I
it's
don't
better?
think I would have been able to have a successful career if I had to lug 40 crates of
Crates.
records.
You just wouldn't be
Crates.
willing to lug the crates. That was.
Speakers are heavy enough. You don't
No
need
way,
crates,
man.
too.
No, but
No, it's a pain in the ass, but
no, but all joking aside, so now you can bring 50,000 songs,
Whatever
to a
you
venue
want,
and,
yeah.
like, literally,
Yeah,
or
even if you have an
can
internet connection,
or download
yeah.
on the fly.
whatever
Exactly.
you want. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's great.
Are you one of those snobs that cares about like compression and MP3 versus vinyl and?
I tried, but I came from playing records where it's the shittiest audio quality you can think of as far as.
And now records are big. That's what's funny to
Yeah.
me. Everybody wants a
But
record.
I don't want to say it's the shittiest audio quality, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. It's
It
not
gets,
the most
but
friendly.
it gets worse every time too, though. Like a VHS tape, when there's a physical
Yeah.
contact, that's no good.
Right.
Right, because
It's like
No,
a wife.
it wears out the
What do
groove.
you-
It's,
what do
it's
you
like
say?
a wife. The
Audio
more
quality
physical
is a
contact,
concern.
the worse
I think
it gets.
audio quality is a concern as far as what I do, but it's not my number one concern.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the last thing I probably think about, and I people are going to hate me for saying that, but whatever.
So
But
do you
but you-
actively? Oh, go ahead. Tim.
You throw a heck of a party, though.
I try to really hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
For our
time.
wedding, I was adamant. Like if you weren't available for the date that we chose for our wedding, and this is no bullshit, this is a real sentence I'm about to say, we would have changed our wedding date.
Bullshit.
Oh, wow.
I swear to God. I swear to God. If
Yeah.
you
Thank
couldn't
you.
have been our wedding DJ, we would have changed the date
Thanks, man.
because you just bring the party. And for our wedding, you didn't disappoint. Like
no, I'm going to cry.
People.
I've traveled a long ways to see the Benifit show.
Yeah, you have. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we've had a lot of fun.
It's
Yeah.
super fun. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you couldn't find anybody that's more entertaining.
Are you
and
going tomorrow then to the first?
There's a very big chance.
I mean, we should go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Make an appearance.
I don't have anything else to do.
Oh, I'm sure
Where?
you'll find something.
To
Yep.
your
To your
tomorrow
party.
is Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, you said tomorrow. I'm like, shit.
Tomorrow in this world is Friday.
Remember we filmed this on Monday and then we put it out on
Oh,
Thursday.
are we supposed to pretend like what day it is?
No, we don't have to pretend what day it is.
we
We
can just
don't.
be honest with them.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I was confused, but I thought I was wrong, so I just was quiet because I'm like, I'm not going to admit. Like, I don't know what is I'm doing.
Monday to
I've
Tuesday,
always
Tuesday
wanted to
to
be a time
Friday.
traveler.
Yeah. I think we should go.
Yeah,
we
let's go.
should just go and see the Benefit show and see the party.
And
that
then
goes on.
talk about it on the next episode.
Absolutely.
Do a
Yeah.
incredibly favorable
I'm gonna show up
review.
early. Oh, obviously, I'll be there early, but I'm gonna have dinner. So if you guys want to have dinner,
Do you drink cocktails while you do this job?
occasionally.
Okay. Because
like
you're not
how
having
you-
cocktails now, and I'm wondering, like, are you expecting? What's going on?
No,
Like,
I don't
are
drink
you-
during the week.
Are you with child?
I don't drink during the week.
Me
no.
neither.
Yeah. This is Friday or Thursday or whatever.
Cheers, buddy.
Whatever day, whatever day this is hypothetically happening on, I'm allowed to drink on.
We're
for
actually
sure.
just trying to make this fun for the viewers. This is actually just apple juice. Apple juice?
Apple juice.
Can I ask you another real question, Dave?
Yes.
So as I get older, and I'm fully getting old, it's tough to stay hip and cool and whatnot.
Yeah.
So in your industry, knowing the hit music is a big deal. Do you still just enjoy it on your own, or do you have to make a choice to stay on top of what's on the charts?
I have
That's
to
a
make a
great question.
choice.
I'm so
You know, I
happy
think
to
that's
say that.
all of our job.
Because I do too. Because I'm like I want to kind of know
Where do
what's
you
going
find
on
this
out
at?
there. You know.
Where do you find the hottest, latest,
Yeah.
juiciest gossip?
I mean, you just
boom songs.
I think you
figure
Google
it out.
Google Boom Boom songs. I think is what you do.
What you
Yeah.
Google boom.
Boom, boom songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
By the way,
ser-
it's Cardi B. I guess it's not Carly B.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
it's totally different
Serious
person.
question though. Yeah. So are you going to like the Apple iTunes Store, Top Pop, blah blah blah, or
You know, I guess I wouldn't say that I have a system down really. I just figure it out. It's a
Well,
secret
also
of mine.
people are yelling it at you every week when you're standing wherever
that's
you're
good- that's a good
standing.
point.
You know,
You know,
it's-
That's a good
request.
point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
every DJ hates a request, but I try and play
Every
everything.
DJ hates a request.
Mhm.
Wow.
yeah, it's like every bartender hates a
Wow.
lemon drop.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Or no, more on that. Every bartender hates it when the drunk girl walks up, or guy, but mostly it's girl. The girl that walks up and says, "What's your favorite thing to make?"
Oh, fuck you.
Just I don't care. A shot of Jack is my favorite thing to make because it takes a half a second, right? So
yeah.
like, don't. do you feel like when people request a song, it kind of fucks up your flow?
Yes and no. So it kind of depends on the evening. If there's nothing going on that evening, if I don't have a dance floor yet and I'm still trying to feel everybody out,
See,
once I start getting requests, then I'll have an idea of what to play.
Sure.
But if you have a packed dance floor and I know 10 songs ahead what I'm going to play, and they come in and want to hear something that
Off the
Hanson
wall
and
or
Michael Jackson together.
shit like that, yeah.
this guy's gonna cry.
But then again, my job is also they hire me to entertain these
Or
people.
especially if it's the
And
groom or
that's
the
what
best
they want
man
for
or something.
entertainment, then
Yeah.
then that's my job. So, there's a fine line of how you handle it, but I try my best to play absolutely everything that everybody wants to hear. So,
Do you still love the job?
I love it. Yeah, I'm in love with it.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard work though. I'm not hip and I'm not young anymore.
Well,
It takes
yeah, you
so
gotta-
long.
Well, you have
gotta
the hat.
haul-
You got the hat.
Yeah.
You got
You
the
have to
hat.
haul
Yeah.
all the gear, right? Like that's part of it.
God, loadout there's gotta suck.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but I have a system down for that place now, so it doesn't take me too long.
Use the freight elevator and you just
Mhm.
you pack it all in one
all
shot.
in one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever had issues with the power going out and things like that, or blowing fuses? And
Not up there, but that's a thing as well, though.
Yeah.
You have to be careful, and you can kind of get a feel for the vibe when you go into the venue or the building. And
can you think of one of the worst venues you've done? Like it's like the Elks Lodge and like
I've
Miles
done the
City
Elks
pretty
Lodge.
rough, and, like,
Oh, dude,
the Elks Lodge in Miles City, yeah. Whatever.
I did a wedding at the. I don't want to call it the worst gig though, because it wasn't bad.
I'll call it that. It's fine.
It was just. It's a very typical Montana wedding, and it was at the in a barn at the fairgrounds in Lewistown, Montana.
In the winter, yeah.
No, it was the middle of summer.
Which actually might be worse.
Almost worse.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
about to say, no, don't worry, there was no air conditioning. Is what I'm saying. Yeah.
No air
The f-
conditioning.
The flies and the manure smelled great.
I was literally set up in a where the animals sleep. What do you call
A
those?
manger?
Pen?
Is that a manger?
Pen.
Was the
yeah.
Stall?
Was the
The
Lord
stall.
Jesus
Yeah,
there?
I think a
Stall?
stall is what I'm
Yeah,
looking for.
stall.
I was in a stall. They cleaned it out. So there was it was.
Hey, at least you didn't have to worry about anybody coming back.
Less
Kind of had
requests.
your own little wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were all nice.
I'm in
I
the
don't want
VIP
to,
section
it's
behind
what they
the
can
DJ
afford,
booth.
so I shouldn't judge them on that. So
No,
it was
that's
a lot
cool.
of fun.
Yeah.
Because we know you'll go anywhere. 'cause
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
a
So,
whore.
and you were able to get power out there, and you set up.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
It was actually some Clydesdales out back on a treadmill.
Oh
Beautiful
man.
animal. Beautiful animal. Very well taken care of.
Majestic, I would say.
Tell you what, they,
So you do gigs
Rich
all
Wired
over Montana.
Budweiser.
You don't just do like Billings. You said Lewistown.
Yep,
You go.
yep. I've done.
Big Sky, I've
I
seen
took-
you kill it there.
Yep, we go to Big
Yeah.
Sky. Glacier Park was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a long ways away, man. That was a rough ride home.
I officiated a wedding up there one time. God, that's a long way.
You officiated a wedding up there?
yeah.
In Big Sky?
No, in Glacier.
Oh, that's 7.5 hours. From
Oh,
here.
You
it
feel
was
like you're
a
in Switzerland
long-
when you're up there, though. It's like another world.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like
Yeah.
all day to get there. And then you do rehearsal.
And then you
We were
forget-
in-
And then you
forget
get
a
up the
cable.
next day.
We were in East Glacier, and I went through
One cable.
Browning, and that's the
Yeah.
first time I've been through Browning.
Ooh.
Man, you guys
yeah.
ever been to Browning?
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
recall.
Probably 12 times, yeah.
So when I was in college, one of my really good friends in college, his name was Boo Boo Bird. And
What?
His name was Boo Boo Bird. That was his legal Indian name was Boo Boo Bird. He comes rolling up the first day of college in this like 1987 piss yellow Ford F-150 lifted up bad
18
boy.
feet, yeah.
Yeah. Comes whipping in, and this Indian kid gets out, and he was one of the funniest human beings I've ever met in my entire life. And him and I had a blast together, screwing around in class and whatnot. So one day he says, "Hey, you should come up to Browning with me." I don't know about that. He's like, "Yeah, come on. I'll take care of you. I'll protect you. You'll be fine."
You said
I'm
I'll
like,
protect you,
"Oh, yeah, because white bread don't do good up there. White bread does not do good up there."
and you're white bread.
I'm white bread. So I get up there because he talks me into it because there's beer involved and I'm 19 and I'm not that
You wanted
smart.
to ride that sweet truck, that
Yeah,
jacked up
well,
truck.
yeah. So we get up there and I literally stood in the corner of the kitchen by the Lazy Susan, did not move, drank beer, did not go pee even once.
Didn't move, didn't say a
because-
word?
No. So we party all night, go home, go to his parents' house, get up the next morning. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna do it again." I'm like, "I ain't fucking doing it again." He's, "Oh no, everybody loved you." Doesn't mean I loved everybody. One of those moments in your life where you're like, "Oh, fuck
Everybody
it."
loved you.
Oh.
I can't go.
Those motherfuckers were crazy. Holy shit.
You know what
Like,
they loved about you?
Huh.
That you didn't say a fucking word.
oh, I talked and I made jokes and whatnot, but my words were placed well.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Where's a
situation.
Boo Boo Bird today?
I have not talked to him in years.
Also, let me ask a quick question. Is it like Carl Boo Boo Bird?
No, it is literally
his last name's Boo Boo Bird?
No, his name is Boo Boo Pittsburgh.
I kind of like it.
So
Oh, no,
like
I loved
ha Clinton Dix.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Is there a story with that?
No, that's
He's an NFL player.
He's an NFL player.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he plays
that
for
was
the.
bad.
His name is Ha Clinton Dix.
Yeah, he plays
and
for.
I'm
I'm
just like,
pretty sure Green Bay. He's a
No,
safety
he got
for
traded.
Green Bay.
believe
got
it or not,
traded.
I
Goes to
only
show how
know
much football
a
I
little bit
watch.
of football, and it's Green Bay, and Green Bay traded him. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Where's he
traded
at?
him out.
In a long, strong line of funny names in the NFL, haha, Clinton Dix reset the
think-
whole deck, man.
I think, and the internet, if they're watching this right now, the people are going to be really mad at me when, not if, but when I get this wrong. But I think that he went to the Eagles.
Well, let's
Should
look at
Google
the
it.
old. Let's
Let's Google machine
to the
this.
Google machine.
can we make bets if Tom's right or wrong?
Sure. Yeah. If I'm right, you
Tom,
guys
I,
all
I,
owe me.
I love you like a brother, but I although you don't know a lot about the NFL,
No,
and so if you feel confident, where else would that come from?
it's either the Eagles or the Texans.
Which and you're leaning more
Well,
towards
you
the
were,
Eagles.
your first guess was in the right division.
Oh gosh.
So he got it wrong.
So he
Got it wrong. It's in the right division. Got it wrong. It's a 90-minute bus ride down the road.
to Pittsburgh Steelers,
No, the Steelers are not in that division.
Philly, Pittsburgh.
No, Philly,
Mm.
Giants, Cowboys, Redskins.
Oh, he went to the Redskins, and then
And
he
we
had
were
it-
talking
the
about
90-minute
Boo Boo
drive.
Bird.
The 90-minute drive makes sense now.
Yeah,
How far away is from Pittsburgh from Philadelphia?
that's a little
As
further
the crow
than that.
flies, or Google Maps? Like,
Sure, as the crow flies.
That's how I do all my
As
bit.
the crow fries.
that's how I do it.
And
Step on
Tom's
the
on a
car,
half
sir.
a glass or half a bottle of whiskey.
You just did it too. Herf a bottle of whiskey. It's not my fault.
I just wish you guys would kick back and relax a little bit, you know? So excited.
Just
here.
get loose with it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went to the Redskins.
went to the Redskins. So yeah.
I don't know a whole much more about football than Tom does, so I'm not going to make fun at all. I
Yeah,
think
we're,
we
in, we're in the same ballpark.
that's what I was going to say. Let's take it easy because I thought that was a beautiful, brave moment you had there where you tried to throw out a football name
Yep.
and then tried to throw out a trade.
Yep, and then
Dude,
tried
you were
to say the team that
You
the
were
trade
way
was
out
go-
on a limb. Way
I
out on
really
a limb.
was.
It was beautiful. So
With confidence too, just
Don't-
like I know exactly where he went.
don't
went
ever
to the
stop.
Eagles.
Don't ever stop doing that. That was great.
Went to the Pittsburgh Eagles.
That's my favorite team.
Mine too. They never win, they never lose.
Tell you what,
It's just
they
so
screwed-
easy
they
to
screwed
love
me in
them.
fantasy this year, though.
Jeff Gordon hit a home run last night, right? That's always one of my favorites. When
He
somebody's
was,
like,
but he was offsides when he did it.
John Bonner used to say that all the time. We're like, hey, you want to go watch the football game tonight? And he's like, oh, Jeff Gordon gonna hit a home run?
That's awesome.
Rainbow Warrior.
Yep, fuck
That's
he
awesome.
is. Yep, there you go.
What is Jeff Gordon doing these days?
He's an analyst for Fox.
I presume in NASCAR.
Yes, in NASCAR.
I would hope so.
Would that be awesome if he switched sports?
Yeah, he's just like he's an MLB
No, he's like
play-by-play caller.
He's like the Joe Buck. He just he does big events. You know,
He's also
He's the color commentator
Yeah, he
for
just-
cricket.
that's so good.
He's actually a great Twitter follow also
Why
because
is this?
he travels a ton. And
Sure.
he goes to, because he's got enough money to go to some of the most amazing places on the planet. You
Oh,
know,
I see what you mean.
like
So
a-
it's a window to a crazy world.
Oh yeah, like it's a cave in India that's only been seen by 7 people, his wife and,
And
his
Jeff
2
Gordon.
kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Is Jeff Gordon the one that killed a guy in a rally car race?
No.
Who was that guy?
Those drivers kill each other all the time, though.
Yeah, but
No, I mean this guy.
Jeff Gordon is like the
Killed a guy.
golden boy.
Oh, only
This is like
is
10
this the
years
same
ago.
I know
Jeff
this.
Gordon that Nelly rapped about?
Yes,
See, you're going music.
we got a lot to start out here.
Yes.
We got a lot to start out here. No, but
Yes. Yep. There you go.
No,
Brought
but-
it all back together.
no, what Tom's talking about though, there was a big time race car driver.
Yep.
And he's in town to do a huge event, a big NASCAR event. But then he does a smaller track event for maybe for charity or just for fun.
Yeah.
Because he came up on dirt tracks. So he's like, while I'm in town, I'm gonna race some dirt track. And then he killed a guy, another co-driver in the dirt track.
Yep.
Where
It
he
was
was
like a
protecting
yeah,
someone
it was
else.
Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart.
You just looked that up, didn't
Yep.
you?
Yes.
I googled that.
No, that's what you should. That's
Google
what you
it.
should.
Tony Stewart killed a guy on
And
a.
he was kind of unapologetic about it too.
Well, he was really it ruined it. It didn't ruin, but it ended his career. Like that day, he never raced NASCAR again, as far as I
Same
know.
thing happened to Paul Walker.
He also never raced again.
Never raced again.
me and Paul Walker have that in common. But yeah. Man.
Do you remember that 2-month phase in bartending? Cheers. Do you remember that 2-month phase in bartending when people would order the Paul Walker shot?
Mm-hmm.
and it was an
No.
Irish
I
car
learned
bomb.
I think I learned that from
It
Pierce.
was an Irish
actually.
car
Yeah.
bomb followed with a fireball.
That's
Yeah.
fucked
Yeah.
up.
That's so
Yeah.
fucked up,
There was
right?
a similar Lindsay Lohan shot that I learned from Pierce as well, I believe, right?
What was that?
Put a bunch of cocaine in a shot
No,
glass.
it was like a redheaded slut with a side of coke.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a
I hate
redheaded
you for
slut with a
making me say
coke.
that, guys, but
Yeah.
I believe that's what
Yeah, it
it
was a redheaded slut with a shot of
back
coke.
or side
With a
on the side.
Coke back.
Yeah, no,
Right,
you
no.
did the
But
both
not a
in shot glasses.
Coca-Cola back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the joke doesn't work with a Coca-Cola. Yeah.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, for the prude, it works. I mean, that's what they're going to drink is a Coke back. A
Can you
cola
imagine
back.
If you never had caffeine in your whole life until like now,
Dude, no, I can't imagine that.
well, try. No, Tom,
no,
you've
I
got a
will.
great imagination. I know that. No,
Yeah,
but no,
it-
all I'm saying is I think we take it for granted because we drink so much coffee and so many, and it's so available.
Right.
If you had never known about it, and for the first time as an adult you got a hit of it, you would think it's a real stimulant. You know?
Yeah, and at the same time, like, can you imagine if you had never had a Tylenol or a Advil or an
Oh.
Aleve or anything like that until you
Yes.
were in your mid-30s and you're like, you get a headache one day and you're
And you
like,
turn
and
it off?
and somebody brings you an Aleve and you're like, they say
Yes.
take 2 of these, and then in 4 hours take 2 more, and you're like, oh my god, this is the best painkiller on earth.
Or what if you had a time machine and you could go back like 400 years and it exposed those people to Tylenol or caffeine? Or
Right.
You would be a god among men. You would be a real, actual like
Or
wizard.
blankets without smallpox on them.
Wizard, Tom.
Right, you could go back in time and just use wizardry.
Hey, Nate, how's it going?
I'm trying to. Yeah. If I was gonna take a time machine, I wouldn't bring a leave with me though.
What would you bring?
Psilocybin mushrooms or something.
Oh,
yeah.
You want to be a god,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
That'll put a painkiller on
I think
them.
they had the peyote already. I think that's even
was gonna
better
say,
than
Well, right.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
or
Okay.
some ayahuasca. Have you ever? Maybe this is not for the podcast, but have you ever done anything like ayahuasca or DMT or anything like that?
No, I've done LSD and mushrooms.
Sure, we all have done that.
No,
And
no.
when I was a kid,
Not
I shouldn't
Eric.
say kid. When I was a teenager, though, I did LSD, and I had a really bad trip.
You went down the rabbit hole.
It was a bad rabbit hole. I ended up in the hospital rabbit hole.
Shut up! Are you
Yeah,
serious? Can you
yeah.
share that right now with us?
Ooh.
You probably should. I
Is
mean,
the hospital still a rabbit hole? I think that's
the
separate.
people need to hear it.
I would be very interested to hear.
I had
Also,
some-
like 8 people are going to watch this, so you're good.
I had
That's
somebody tell me the other day they went to the hospital for robo frying one day before their high school graduation.
Oh my
So
god! I remember that was a
Robitussin
big.
and
That was a big.
Oh yeah, remember robo frying?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I remember
I mean,
kids used
no.
to put them out on cookie sheets and let it dry and then
Yeah.
smoke it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For real?
Dude,
Yeah, oh,
knifeys.
yeah, hell
Did
yeah.
knifeys of it. We used to do knifeys of it and just yeah, that fucking hit you and you were
Club
just
night, Petroleum Club. Don't forget it.
Yeah, exactly.
When everyone, it's not for, don't forget tomorrow, Club night, Petroleum Club.
Holy smokes.
I'm so
We're
sorry.
going to edit that out. We're gonna edit that out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're editing out the club night part.
No, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah, bring your Robitussin.
No. But
Please
what you
don't.
should do is bring your date,
yeah,
dress up.
look nice. Always look
Yeah,
nice. I mean, if
spend
you've
some
ever been to a
money.
benefit show, it's always nice to put on that tie. Come on, let's class it up a little bit here, Billings.
And
I mean,
also
at least put on a collar for fuck's sakes.
Get ready
okay?
to dance
Yeah.
your ass off,
Yeah.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
the
I
whole
wanna
point.
Maybe put an extra swipe of deodorant on before you leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth a shot.
I mean,
And maybe some cologne
Maybe. I'll think
or
about it.
perfume for the girls, for the ladies.
I'll think about it.
I bet that elevator's gonna smell so crazy at the end of the night.
Oh gosh.
But not the freight elevator. It's gonna smell the same as it always has.
Yeah.
I guess I've never thought of it that way, like in the summertime, because it gets warm up there. I've been to a few weddings, and I never even, because usually I'm so fucking hammered by the time I'm leaving there that I don't even notice it. But I'll bet that elevator is, it's a hot box of 22 floors of just.
It
There's
is.
multiple elevators though, isn't there? Isn't there 4 or 5? of them?
Yeah, there's like 4 or
It's a
5,
bank
but
of
still, even at
elevators, yeah.
that, I mean,
Yeah, there's 6.
So
I
it's
think
kind of
there's
a
3 on the left side and 3
a
on the right
Russian
side.
roulette or Monty Hall situation of which door are you going to choose?
Right.
Yeah.
well, Nate, I appreciate it. We will catch you this weekend for sure.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for coming up, being a guest on the show, the Weekly Bee. We'll see you this weekend, brother.
Word.
All right, thanks, brother.
Thanks, man.
That is a fun show.
How much fun has this been?
This
I
is
mean,
so much fun.
These are our first guests on the podcast,
Yep.
and just like we expected, they delivered hands down.
Perfect.
it was perfect.
I had so much fun with these guys. That Ras, he's a wealth of knowledge. Tough to tie down.
That
Even tough for
brain.
me to steer.
Yeah, no, that brain, it's
all over the place.
it's larger than life.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he was here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a ton of fun for us. It was a ton of fun for me.
To get Nate Benefit on the second show.
Nate Benefit was here.
It was awesome.
Yep.
No, we appreciate it. Make sure you guys like the Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe on your favorite podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube.
Yep.
Get on that Facebook page. We're going to start posting some stuff on there here and there. We appreciate everybody watching. We're making this ending a little short because, wow, we went way over time on this, but we sure did have a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep every show at about an hour, but this one just went long. But it's because the content was so good.
It was really good.
We want to give you guys what you're
and
not
we're
paying for.
And we're still learning.
Yeah, and we're learning and we're figuring all this out. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We really, really appreciate it. And like JP said, please like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the podcast on any platform you can, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, all of it. We're going to be on all of
YouTube.
it. YouTube, yep. The YouTube. We need
the Weekly Bee
on there.
The Weekly Bee.
TheWeeklyBee.com.
We'll have them down in the short show notes down below. So thank you guys. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.